says it's streaming. Okay, notify followers. Stream video is on your channel. It's not showing my camera, though. That's okay. Let's go to another tweet. Okay, so I left that one open. What else do I have to do?
There. Shared chat is enabled. There we go.
Huzzah.
Just, yeah, don't close that window. Minimize it, but don't close it.
Okay. Minimize that. Get that going. Streaming together, just chatting. Hornswoggle the Great with King of Fools. Nice. Guy.
That's us.
I'm glad you know how to do this crap, because I certainly do not.
I don't know how to do this crap. I have a wife that knows how to do this crap, and I beg her to help me.
It's a good thing your wife knows how to do this crap, because I don't... Reinsert main characters.
All right. So this is number 74.
74.
Of the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge. Meeting number 74. Meeting is in session. We need a gavel.
We do. We each need a gavel, but we each have to have like a different gavel.
Better yet, we need gongs.
I support this movement. The council deserves gong. It's like the Gong Show. Get out of here! Oh my god! That would be funny.
I love the show. Anyways, I am Jingo the Fool, Game Master at Large and host of the Ship of Fools, and next to me is...
Hello, I am Bill Kelly, Hornswoggle the Great, Peasant Hero, Lord of the Bridge Trolls. I have so many titles. Psycho Bill, King of Ham. That used to be one of them. I am here to spread mirth and chaos. I do pretty good. And then also with us tonight,
Rob the Blacksmith, cigar aficionado, whiskey fiend, and all-around questionable individual.
Excellent. Episode 74. Hopefully others will join us tonight, but it's always free forum on the council. If you can make it, great. If not, okay. Next time. There'll be a show next week, hopefully. Till they tell us not to anymore.
Till the censors come and say, cease and desist.
So real quick to get it out of the way, days of the year. Today is National Typewriter Day. You kids don't even know what the hell that is, okay? St. John's Eve, International Women in Engineering. Go, girls. Public Service Day. National Pecan Sandies Day. Totally support this. National Detroit... Those Detroit-style pizza. But pecan sandies are one of those cookies where, I don't know, you like never craved them, but if somebody hands you a plate or a container, you're like, oh, yes, thank you. I could be the only...
Detroit-style pizza only had what was supposed to be Detroit-style pizza once. It was not very good.
I've heard of Chicago style and New York style, but apparently Detroit style is such a thing. Behold, there is a day. So, I'm sorry it wasn't good. International Widows Day. We got to make dead husband jokes. Give us a minute. National Porridge Day. Sure.
Peas porridge hot. Peas porridge cold. Peas porridge in the pot. 5 days old.
National Let It Go Day. Oh, the lucky ones can. I really try to.
I wonder what they're talking about there.
Probably
I wonder if letting grudges go. Crop dusting people.
Yep. Hey, nobody's perfect. I'm a giant asshole. I don't always mean to be, but it comes off that way. It's not my plan, but that kind of, I'm only human and I'm learning and I'm stupid. There, I said it in front of the council and everybody else. Next! Anyway, those are the days of the year. Hope you enjoy them. If you don't know what a typewriter is, ask an old person. Used to be classes and everything.
It was a computer that was output only.
I like that
I
one.
have an unwood manual sitting in the gun room.
Oh, that's right. You do. You've done that little
unwood manual. Yep.
My grandparents had the old black and white, mechanical, made out of black cast iron. Clack, 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 clack.
chung, chung.
What?
Ping. What's really interesting is the switchover. So from vinyl to 8-track to cassette, and then to CD, DVD, and now into MP3s, and now whatever the hell now. Where with typewriters, it was the little, the little each letter had a little arm with the upper and lower case on it. But then they got real fancy in the 70s or the 80s with the ball. I mean, that was like, I wish I could type faster to make that thing dance more.
It was the configuration of the mechanical typewriters that dictated why your keyboard looks the way it does.
Yep.
Also true.
There were multiple designs, and the one that we know now is the one that won out because it provided the fastest speed capacity on a manual mechanical typewriter.
Yeah.
And fun fact, the first word processors were not computers.
Really?
The first word processors were very expensive combination typewriters. They had a small computer memory chip built into them and a little LCD screen so that you could see what you were typing.
That's right. Uh-oh.
An interesting design.
It was a crossbreed.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Technology.
It never stops. Is there anything cool
Being a kid, your telephone had a place in the home, and that was because it ran to a wire in the wall that was only so long. And you didn't own your telephone. The phone company owned your telephone, and when you hooked up a line to the lines, they knew not only whether or not you had a telephone hooked up, they knew how many. If you wanted a second phone in your home, in another room, that cost more money.
Yep, the days of the 30-foot coiled handset extension cord. So you had the phone in the kitchen or in the living room, but you could take that handset anywhere in the house.
Yeah. Get off the phone. My friends are going to call. Get off the phone. Your friends are stupid. Leave me alone. I got to go. Let me call you back. My sister needs to use the phone. If I had a nickel for every time I said that growing up, I'd be a rich man.
Yes.
2 sisters, I'd be a rich man. Here's your nickel. Fuck yeah. I'm going to put this away.
Things they take for granted. Back in my day, we had 3 channels. 4 if you included UHF.
Oh, people are talking to us in the chat. I'm terribly sorry. I'm
yes.
I'm bad at that. Even when I'm playing video games, like 20 minutes after they leave. Oh, somebody's been talking to me.
It's funny you guys were talking about days of the week. Today is Widows. Tomorrow is the Feast of St. John the Baptist. Both of those are very important in Freemasonry.
Really?
Freemasons are very much attached to the 2 St. John. St. John the Baptist and St. John the Evangelist. So they have 2 feasts that we try to regularly acknowledge every year. And we come together, we have what we call a table lodge. And you bring in people, we have educational talks and things like that, a really nice meal. And all the money that we can collect, everybody pays for a ticket. All the money that gets collected, we separate between the lodge and Masonic charities. So it's a way for us to keep giving back.
That's good. That's good. I mean, it's, anytime you can give back,
Yeah. And in masonry, we are charged specifically to take care of widows and orphans. So Widows' Day is important to masonry as well, because the Grand Lodge in most jurisdictions, the Grand Lodge actually has a widows or a widows and orphans help out those who we can when we can.
You've frozen on me twice. Is he freezing on you too?
No.
Okay, it's just me. Never mind. Ignore me.
It might be on stream because I'm looking at the direct Discord feed.
Oh. Gotcha. Does that make any difference? It's too light with it, and it's too dark without it. Damn it. Okay. Meh. Oh.
I have two photography lamps.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the white umbrella baffle thing and the screen behind me because I'm a vanity project.
I just have a nice little lamp to my left and a nice little wolf to my right.
There you go. That's all you need. I got that one, but it's pointed the opposite. Well, I guess that works, and it's a lower voltage. Or wattage, excuse me. I'm having the streaming issues. It's me tonight, so I apologize for that. We'll see what happens when we load it up tonight. Yeah, okay. I'm always impressed, like, the concept of the fax machine and the heliotrope and all kinds of other stuff that's like ancient technology that, you know, you look at it and like, wow, that was really something for the time. What if we did it this way now? And then that's how new crap gets invented.
The original facsimile printer with the spinning drum. And that was how it printed, as opposed to what we see, the most current ones are basically are not even dot matrix, they're spray jet or the like, so they work well. The early ones were very interesting. I remember those.
After watching my dad take everything apart and fix it and put it back together, the show, it hasn't been on in decades, but there was a show called The Secret Life of Machines. I could not get enough of that show. What are they taking apart now? I gotta watch this. Yeah.
Or the How It's Made.
That was my next one.
That's how it's made. The reason today is Typewriter Day is on this day in 1868, Christopher Latham Sholes patents the Sholes and Glidden typewriter, the first commercially successful typewriter.
Wow. I mean, typewriters in their time are as revolutionary as the Gutenberg press in its time, isolated in two separate bubbles, because they both have like that much universal profound impact. Faster to reproduce the object, faster to mass send it out to everybody, faster to give, and a massive group to read it and to look at it and everything.
And the Gutenberg Bible, I don't remember how long ago that was, 13th, 14th century?
Feels like yesterday. I remember cracking it open, but I'm totally lying. No.
Oh, you forgot about the greatest invention for the copying of a written document.
Glasses?
Carbon paper.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And carbon paper was gold.
Which came out first? Carbon paper invention, I guess.
In triplicate.
So that's puce.
And the good old days of using carbon paper in a manual typewriter, depending on how many copies you were trying to type, you had to hit those keys damn hard.
In 1801, Pellegrino Torri, an Italian inventor, invented carbon paper to provide the ink for his mechanical typing machine, one of the first typewriters. Ralph Wedgwood obtained the first patent for carbon paper in 1806. So carbon paper actually, weird as that is, carbon paper predates typewriters. You learn something new every day, folks. Huh.
No, you just said the originator of carbon paper made it for his typing machine. So there was a typewriter that was not commercially viable comparison to the one that came out much later. However, you're right. The carbon paper was an incredible idea and design that helped to promote the capacity to copy documents much easier.
That's pretty awesome, because the way that it sounds like he was messing with this, it's the whiteout strip.
Yep.
How he was trying to do so. Full circle. Carbon paper's
Right.
originally.
And the quote unquote self-correcting typewriter that had whiteout strips on a cartridge, so you could go back and say,
Oh man!
Click, 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 click.
I remember that. And you get to the end and you have to rewind everything. Oh my god.
The bad old days.
Yep. The IBM Selectric, the 50-pound typewriter that when you plugged it in and turned it on, it sounded like it was revving up a jet engine so that you could take off.
I don't know, man. Typing class really prepares you for data entry in life, which is why I guess they don't want any more coders or anything, so we don't teach typing in school anymore, which is absolutely bizarre, because in almost every single aspect of work, you type. You're going to touch a keyboard at one point. Whether you're...
Yep, I do quite a bit, and I never took a typing class, and I'm pretty good with my 6-finger method. I can't keep up with my wife. She's like a chain gun typer. So her fingers will be, sitting still, and all of a sudden it's like, brrr, and she's written several paragraphs in like 3 seconds.
Oh, jeez. Like fires.
Like, how do you type that fast?
85 words.
And never make any mistakes. It's like uncanny.
No, I'm like, oh, damn it. Okay, no, that's not how you spell that. Okay. Oh, no, there's a period there. Okay. Oh, I left out a word. Okay. I'm lucky if I top out at 55, 60 words. Usually I'm around 40, 45.
I have never timed it, but I can type decent.
Every job wants you to take a typing test before you...
I'd fail a typing test because I don't know any of the techniques or any of the things you're supposed to know. And like I said, these 3 fingers.
And these 3. That's good. No, I took the class. I took a whole year of typing my senior year, I believe. It was good. That taught me a lot. I got very fast at 10 key thanks to typing class. And then when you do data entry, it's all alphanumeric. B325X51 TL3. So it's very... Oh, nice. So it's very, very, universal, helping everybody. The old typing class. Good times. What, sorry.
Where were we now?
Well, we were talking about the days of the week.
Well, I'm looking at who was born on this day, and really nobody. Oda Nobunaga, Japanese warlord who unified much of Japan, was born in 1534.
Nice.
If you've read the book Shogun, his
who that
clan
guy
is in there. Yes, you would know who that guy is.
So,
the Kaisarian, the last pharaoh of Egypt, was born in 30 BC.
Really?
Ptolemy the 15th,
Ptolemy.
Caesar.
Well, the Ptolemy family is all over. Wow, there's so many families in... Wow, it's the Holy Roman Empire.
In 930 AD, the world's oldest parliament, the Icelandic parliament, is established.
Oh, there you go. Leave people alone long enough and they'll get shit done. Just go look at the Amish. They build like whole barns in like a weekend. It's crazy. It's not that crazy. A good group of people motivated and working together, you can accomplish anything. The hard part is to get everybody working together. Or to get everybody to show up. Shit, that's half the battle.
Speaking of battles, there were a lot of battles fought on this day that I've never heard of.
Really?
Battles and treaties signed. This was a treaty signing day.
What's the best battle?
Right back here.
Trick question. No battle is bad. Battle sucks. Everybody dies.
The Cretan War begins with an attack by Ottoman Navy on Venetian-held coast of Crete in 1645. In 1585, the Spanish under Count Tassus defeats the States Army at Marsden, increasing Spanish pressure on the Utrecht region during the Dutch Revolt.
Well, if you've got the 1500s, you've got conquistador activity on the other side of the Atlantic. And you've got like the very first American settlements. Pottsville. No.
In 1757, the Battle of Plassey, the British East India Company, led by Robert Clive, defeats the army of the Nawab at Bengal, winning control of Bengal for the English Empire.
Thus begun the takeover of India. Then they had to give it back. Much later.
Those are some of the fancy ones.
That's pretty fancy.
In 1879, French King Louis XVI rejects the demands of the Third Estate, calling itself the National Assembly during the opening stages of the French Revolution. Now, there were some battles for you.
Yeah. That's a very messy time. That's a good way to put it.
The first editions of the sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon Gent by Washington Irving are released, featuring the short story Rip Van Winkle.
Really?
Really?
That's a space travel story. Sorry. Those dwarves were aliens and they took them somewhere. Nobody falls asleep for 20 years in the countryside. You're going to notice a sleeping dude. I mean, come on.
Fairies. He fell asleep. While he was asleep, a fairy ring took him somewhere else where time passes different.
So you
then brought him back. So he was only asleep overnight, but he was gone for 20 years. Fairies, absolutely. Fairies.
Aliens. Fairies.
Same thing.
Interdimensional beings. Yeah.
Different planet.
Different. Don't step in the mushrooms. What? Yeah.
Yep. That's why we should have kept making playgrounds out of iron instead of plastic.
Modern people don't know about that. They don't know their kids can be swapped out for changelings when they go to the bathroom. Or Why are you right-handed now? Could be the Fae. Yeah, you're onto something.
In 1860, the U.S. Congress establishes the government printing office.
Neat.
In 1888, Frederick Douglass is the first African American to receive a vote for U.S. president in a major party's roll call vote at the Republican National Convention.
There you go. In the history books. One of those things mentioned is...
I'm looking to see what else.
There's lots of good stuff out there today. Did anybody see Supergirl? They're talking about that a lot on Facebook.
Not yet. I do want to go see that.
Yeah. I mean,
she made an appearance in the Superman movie.
I heard.
Yeah, and without being too spoilery, she is not the upright, Citizens Brigade kind of person that Superman is. She's a total party girl.
Oh. Well, I kind of like the way they did her in the JLA animated, where she's kind of awkward and, feels kind of stifled in the aspect of she's Superman's cousin, so she feels she walks in his shadow. I don't know if you saw any of those.
I think there's some of that, but she only shows up briefly in the movie.
Well, I mean,
and really at the end.
In her own movie, she should
Crypto's
be in
the movie.
Crypto
is in the
Superdog.
Crypto is in the Superman movie a lot. Yes, actually.
Oh, I did not know that. I mean, I do. Well, that's not true. I knew he was in the movie, but I didn't know he was in it a lot.
Yeah, the latest Superman movie harkens back to the classic, Superman. The Superman you would have remembered from the, TV series or the comic books. It's a very comic book movie. Unlike a lot of superhero movies, it doesn't start with an origin story. We all know how he became Superman. So they basically, there's a little 10-minute montage at the beginning of here's everything you need to know. Okay, now here we are.
There we go. Good.
And he's still, I think, learning to be Superman because he makes mistakes, but everybody knows who he is. Nathan Fillion plays a great Green Lantern.
Oh, Nathan Fillion just rocks and destroys every role he's ever played. He's great in Saving Private Ryan, in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Firefly. He's Captain Hammer from Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog.
You know how that came about?
No. But it's
Joss
awesome.
Whedon, during the writer's strike, and there's a writer's strike.
That's right. That's right.
Joss Whedon and his brother, I don't know his name, who writes, movie scores and soundtracks and jingles and things. He's a professional music writer. They got together with some of their actor friends and put together Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog as a side project because during the writer's strike, they couldn't work on anything official for a studio, so they did it for themselves.
It was so brilliant. I stole the gold and he hasn't. I don't know how it's reconstituted into bars yet, but I have it. Sorry, how much did it cost?
How much does it cost to join the Evil League of Evil?
I don't know how much.
One penny?
Oh, 1 penny. I gotta watch it all again.
The girl's name was Penny.
Penny, that's right. Felicia Day. She's great in The Guild, in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She's been in a bunch of stuff.
She was a prominent character in a couple of seasons of Supernatural.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
She was Charlie, yes.
Yep.
On this day in 1940, after conquering France, Adolf Hitler visits Paris and views the Eiffel Tower and the grave of Napoleon Bonaparte.
Napoleon. Yeah, Hitler. He was a wacky guy. Now, on a lighter note, is there any good history?
I'm looking. This is events.
I have to do all events.
In 1949, the first 12 women graduate from Harvard Medical School.
Oh. Good for them. Can I make a sexist joke? How many weren't chiropractors? Oh, that was terrible. I'm sorry. I apologize for the joke and for the context and for everything. That was bad. I'm
In
here all night.
1960, the first contraceptive pill is available in the United States.
Yeah.
That's good news.
Yay! One step closer to Brave New World.
Yeah, there's a lot of depressing things happen on this date. It's hard to find the good ones.
Hmm. There's always something good.
On
Just
this
gotta
day in
look.
1972, President Richard Nixon and his chief of staff, H.R. Haldeman, agreed to use the CIA to cover up Watergate. That's not exactly good news, is it?
Wasn't really the uplifting thing we were looking for, no.
David Letterman debuted on this date in 1980.
Did he really?
Yes.
He pretty much launched Chris Elliott's career. He started out as, the guy in the couch or the guy in between the cushions or something, where they would do gags and they had a false couch. And was it David or Chris that had put on the Velcro suit and then would run and jump against the wall and stick there?
I think that was Chris.
That bit was funny. And then, of course, we have David Letterman to thank for stupid human tricks and stupid pet tricks.
And top 10 lists.
And the top 10 lists. One of the best top 10.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, please.
We could do a whole stream on just reading some top 10 lists.
I love the one where it was the top 10 if Sonny and Cher put out perfume. And number 10 was, I smell you, babe. Sorry, that's really stupid funny. I love that. I got you, babe. I smell you, babe. So, you can go
Tim
both
Burton's
ways.
Batman premiered on this day in 1989. There's some good news. Changed the face of superhero movies forever.
I would agree, because you have
Because
Batman and then Rocketeer and then the Phantom and then Blade and then the
before
Crow.
that, you got what? You got Superman. And Superman is a different kind of superhero than everybody else. There's no gritty. There's no, real. There's no emotional. Superman is above all that. He's Superman. At least in the Christopher Reeve ones, that was, the way it was portrayed. Batman allowed people to get, dark and gritty and,
Well, because the problem with the first Superman movie is nothing happened. It's just, here's Superman for an hour and 40 minutes, but it's an all-star cast that everybody loves. So you can't go wrong. Everybody loves Margot Kidder and Gene Hackman and
Christopher Reeve.
And, Mr. Luthor, Deliverance. God, what the hell's his name?
Ned Beatty?
Thank you.
No.
Right on the tip of my tongue. Ned, everybody loves him. He's been in everything. He isn't in just Deliverance and Superman. He's in 100 other movies where he's a supporting character.
One of those guys.
Yeah. You go, oh, him, when he's in a movie, because he's not going to be the lead. He's not going to do, that, but he's going to be.
His brother took all of that.
Yeah, he's going to be great at what he's doing and playing the character that they cast him in. Even if he's a bad guy. Because Ned Beatty has plenty of roles where he's playing the bad guy. He's an absolute dick. Trying to think of the one. Because in The Toy, he just kind of has to do what Jackie Gleason tells him what to do for 2 hours. In Deliverance, you feel bad for him. He's being, abused by these people. In there's one where he pretends to be the good guy, but he's really the bad guy. And not Rango. I know that he does that in Rango, but that's a more recent movie. This one I'm thinking of is from like the 70s.
Rango is the animated movie, right?
Yeah, with Johnny Depp and.
Oh my God, that movie was so funny.
It was great.
Oh,
Or it's
it
all
was
I call
hilarious.
it reasons not to lie, because lying causes all the problems in that movie. One
Yes.
bullet.
On this day, in 1993, the word bobbit entered the American language lexicon.
By Lorena?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you've been bobbited, you know what it is.
Speaking of Bobbit, I'll be right back. I gotta go use the bathroom. You explain what that means. Have fun with that.
Back in 1993, a lady by the name of Lorena Gallo Bobbitt amputates her husband's penis and discards it in a field. Now, I don't know the particulars, but why this happened and which one of them was a raving maniac, or maybe both of them, but wow. That definitely made the news and was the butt of many, many, many late night TV jokes. I mean, what kind of person do you have to be to make a woman want to do that to you?
Yep. If I remember correctly, he was portrayed as quite the abusive person to an extreme, and so
I never got into the details because I didn't know. All I could know is like, wow, that didn't happen in a vacuum. She just didn't decide to do that to somebody.
Yeah.
Either she was stark raving nuts, which I doubt, or she just couldn't take it anymore, literally.
I was a medic at the time, and that was one that we were concerned about, because then you worry about the copycats that pop up, and so that was always something that kind of stuck in the back of your mind when you rolled on domestics, things like that.
On this day in 1994, the Honorable Deborah A. Batts becomes the first openly gay U.S. federal judge.
Bobbit. Or did you already explain?
We already explained.
Okay, hopefully. Sorry, I'm human, and that happens. Especially when you drink coffee since 3 a.m. Did we talk about the cigar of the day yet, Rob?
No.
Not
to cut you off, Jingo, or is there more? Oh, okay.
There's more, but we can float in and out of the topic.
Oh, okay.
So today I'm having another Armand from the brother that owns the cigar company in Austin, Texas.
Gotcha.
So Boulevard Cigar Lounge in Austin, Texas, and Beverly Hills. Brother Charlie Galuzian. In fact, he is in talks to potentially help with some events for the Grand Lodge and the potential future Grand Master of Masons in Arizona.
Really?
Who is talking with him about doing some specialty things. So if it comes to pass, it'll be a really nice thing for all involved.
Well, good. Congratulations, and I hope that comes to fruition. Absolutely. Yeah. We can only use some good karma.
Yes.
Anyway, so
I did say that also on this day in 1994, the Honorable Deborah A. Batts becomes the first openly gay U.S. federal judge.
Oh, good for her.
It's a major milestone for equality. On this day in 1996, the Nintendo 64 goes on sale in Japan, being the first 64-bit home console to hit the market.
Pong changed everything, and it just kept going from there. Now we got games that look like real life.
Yes. On this day in 2003, Barry Bonds steals second base against the LA Dodgers, becoming the first player in Major League Baseball history to have 500 career home runs and 500 steals. That is an impressive Mr. Bond.
When he was playing,
Bonds.
They talked about him all the time, like the time when Jordan was still on the Bulls, and that's all you heard about was Air Jordan.
Yep. He was quite the player. There was a lot of controversy during that time too, with a few of the big players at the time. There was controversy about some of them possibly using performance enhancers, and at the time, I don't believe any of them were using anything that was considered illegal. But there were a lot of clamor for asterisks to be put by their names, because if they were using some kind of a performance enhancer rather than natural, and it was quite the controversy for a while that year, I believe.
Huh.
It was either that year or the year after, when they were having home run derbies. In fact, there was another player that was neck and neck with him, if I remember correctly, but I may be misremembering.
Barry Bonds?
Yeah, I thought there was one other player that they were going neck and neck for something.
No, that was not Barry Bonds. That was Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa.
Okay, so that was Sosa and McGwire.
Oh,
Okay,
that's right.
They were both chasing the home run record.
There was rivalry, and the news was trying to make rivalry. Really, it was just two guys on two different teams going, good luck. You too.
They weren't even in the same division.
Yeah,
I think one was American League, one was, I don't know. I'm not a close baseball follower. I mean, I enjoy watching it if it's on, but I won't go seek it out.
It was the equivalent of what happens with everything that's awesome. The fans sit around and start arguing with each other, and the next thing you know, now everybody's mad. And, dude, they're not even on the same,
Yep.
Star Trek and Star Wars. That's not even in the same universe, guys. It's okay.
Yep. I remember hearing about people jeering Bonds a couple of times at events because there were questions there, and I just thought that was kind of ridiculous. This was somebody who was doing an exceptional job, and even Sosa and McGwire, there were a lot of folks, like you said, there were people who were jeering one or the other, and I just thought, no, none of these guys have done anything quote-unquote illegal or outside the rules. They were just showing that they had done something extraordinary, and there's always that small group that seeks out the negative side, and they press it hard. And the louder the voice, unfortunately, the more it tends to stick for a time.
Yeah, there were a lot of rumors that one or all of them were using performance-enhancing substances, but I don't really care. Professional sports, to me, is what it is. It's an entertainment venue. If you're a professional athlete, you are an entertainer. And anything you do to make what you do more entertaining, I am good with. So, pay the price later. Take your performance-enhancing drugs now. It's going to have a cost down the road. But, I want to watch people. I want to watch Shaq smash a backboard. I want to watch Barry Bonds launch
a ball
low Earth orbit.
What was that?
I want to see this stuff. It's entertainment to me. So I don't care what they're doing to make it entertaining. Damn it, make it entertaining.
There was that.
That's my opinion.
There was that comedian that said, "I want an all drugs Olympics. Give me all the drugs. Let's see what the human body can do."
But yeah, so I've never been. Did you know that the NBA does not test for marijuana?
Doesn't surprise me.
It's not really a performance-enhancing anything.
I would disagree, but okay. But not really. I mean, it's all in how you apply it psychologically. But even Darryl Strawberry back in the day, didn't he get busted for coke or something like that? I mean, that's performance enhancing.
I don't know if he did get busted for coke, but Darryl Strawberry was wild. He pitched a perfect game, a no-hitter.
Wasn't he on acid, or was he the guy that was
Yes, he pitched a no-hitter on LSD. Wow. That's a complete world-altering substance there. And that is focus on another level. Dude was nuts.
I've got a couple of his baseball cards. I know that my uncle is a collector, and he gave them to me when I was like 8. So I don't know. Anyway, I don't follow baseball.
On this day in 2016, in Los Angeles court, Led Zeppelin beat out the band Spirit for being sued for stealing the riff from Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
They do sound. It's the same. It's that ZZ Top went to court against John Lee Hooker, was mad at him because LaGrange sounds like Boom Boom, and if you play them together, it does. Are they copying it directly, or are they just so in love with that melody that they didn't even realize they were writing another song to it?
Who knows? It's similar with George Harrison and My Sweet Lord. He, I think it was the Chiffon song. He's so fine.
It's the same song.
It's the same song, and George Harrison swears he had never heard the song. He's like, I might have heard it in somewhere, and
probably.
But it's possible that two people end up writing the same melody. Yeah. Not likely. Well, yeah. I don't think he did it consciously, but no. Whose song is the bigger song?
There's a difference. There's a difference when you do a cover and then you get paid for it and you don't pay the original band for it, and the difference between you wrote a song and within a couple of notes it's almost identical to the other song. I don't want to start a new lawsuit, but Gary Newman M.E. and then Basement Jaxx Where's Your Head At? It's pretty much the same song. Both songs are awesome.
Another one, and I'm going to ruin this for you. The Depeche Mode song, Just Can't Get Enough,
is Baby Shark.
Is Baby Shark,
yeah,
yes,
and I kept telling people that, and they're like, well, I've never heard Just Can't Get Enough.
Baby Shark, Baby Shark,
I just can't get enough sex. I just can't get enough. No, I just can't get enough. It's the same song. There's only so many notes in the universe. There you go.
On this day in 2016, also, Britain votes for Brexit.
Yeah.
More political stuff.
And they're still arguing over it.
Yeah. Larry the Cat. He's important in England. I love him. He's awaiting another prime minister. That's all I'm going to say about that. Larry the Cat.
That's all right. I heard that the Scottish Parliament has developed an affinity for their independence vote again. So that may pop its head up in the coming months.
Yes. Well, times are changing. Everything's different now. Well, I mean,
try to look for a more positive thing. There aren't a lot of them here.
Earth is a beautiful prison. I love it. It's gorgeous. Only place to get trees. We've looked. So, is it on now? Is the Harry Potter thing on now?
The new one, I believe it's on. I don't know. I don't even know what service it's on.
Yeah, we were Clay and I were talking about it, and we were talking about it. And I think John Lithgow will do a good job as Dumbledore. I mean, I want to believe that because, I mean, I didn't realize it, but I've actually been a long-time John Lithgow fan. World According to Garp, Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah, he's got a lot. He's another very versatile actor.
What was it? Footloose? He's basically the antagonist in Footloose. He plays the preacher, the main love interest's daughter. Because she's... Third Rock was what I was building up to, yes. God, I love that movie.
I was just sad that we didn't get to see a full run of Richard Harris as Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Because I think... I don't know who said it, but somebody had said that Michael Gambon, who took over the role, didn't really know how to play Dumbledore, so he was playing Gandalf. and that he really wasn't being Dumbledore the way Dumbledore was portrayed in the books. I've not read the books. I don't have a vote in this race.
I'm hoping people will jump in here, but I would go so far as to say, now I have read the books, but it's been over a decade and a half. That being said, Harris nails the part for 1 and 2, because that's kind of how Dumbledore is. He's a bit like Father Christmas or Santa. He's very hands-off. He's very kind of, oh, Harry, hello. You know,
Reason says it's on HBO Max right now.
There you go. I stand corrected.
Dumbledore is very aloof and very standoffish, but he puts enough out there that if you're paying attention, he'll point you down the right road, and then he'll ask you to come back and tell him what you found, and then he'll point you further down that road to find more.
You're given clues that Dumbledore is a lot more involved in the first, till the end of the first book, and you're like, whoa, he's known all the time. Well, of course. He's the most powerful wizard in their world. And you hear Arthur Weasley repeat that in conversation when look, Harry, Dumbledore knew you were here. How did he know? Well, he doesn't miss a tick, that man. Dumbledore is one of those, like, he's probably taking care of it in their world.
He's kind of like, what's his name? Alanon from the Sword of Shannara. The all-wise druid wizard guy that shows up whenever a crisis comes and then disappears until the next crisis comes.
You have to read that.
Only he's there all the time.
Okay. Michael Gambon plays more of Dumbledore in the last book. When the war is going on and time is running out, Dumbledore is still Dumbledore, but he's a bit more frantic and driven and a bit more... Because you're right, the Goblet of Fire is a perfect example. In the book, Dumbledore doesn't jump on Harry like that. He's more of a... Dumbledore is the one who really realizes that Harry's never had a father figure until he runs into Dumbledore and Hagrid and Sirius. Uncle Vernon is not... He's...
Are they as over the top and buffoonish in the books as they were in the movies? Because I thought that was kind of played as an over the top gag, a lighthearted thing to start the movies off. Is it that wild in the actual books?
Parts of it, but most of all, it's more drawn out Cinderella. Like, they psychologically torture Harry. They don't beat him. They don't tie him outside, and they for his birthday, we've let you out of the cupboard for extra time today. Oh, and look, they give him string and paper clips and shit for his birthday. Meanwhile, Dudley is just spoiled rotten. But it's a little bit different in the books because it's more they're trying to hide in real life, and it's that vicious, and Petunia absolutely hates Harry because all she sees is her sister and James. It's the same thing that Snape, we were talking about it, Snape has this, he hates James because James and Sirius and Peter and Lupin, they relentlessly picked on him for all of Hogwarts. But when you get to the part in book 6 where you're going through Snape's life, Snape kind of brings it on himself. He's real pro Slytherin way before the Sorting Hat gets put on his head. He's got a agenda with Lily. He's madly in love with her. And unfortunately, this beautiful girl friend zones him when they first meet. And they meet before Hogwarts. He spends months telling her all about it. And Petunia is growing more and more jealous as Severus is more and more involved with Lily. And Lily gets the letter and, everything goes. It's this progression. So when Snape looks at Harry, he sees James's face and hair, but he has Lily's eyes. So that's why Snape is always freaking out in all of the books because you're like, he's a bad guy. Well, he did that. Well, and it's not until the end that you get it that I hate your father, but I've been madly in love with your mother since the moment I met her, so I owe it to her to do everything in my power to protect you. Sorry, spoilers if you haven't read the series.
If you haven't read the series yet, if you haven't watched the movies,
yeah,
they're definitely worth a watch. I don't know how accurate they are to the books. Movies never are, so I assume that they probably hit some of the major points. Kind of like a Lord of the Rings movie.
It really...
If they had kept everything in the Lord of the Rings movie, it would be 33 hours of movies.
Oh, my God. So, it's Lord of the Rings in that aspect. The first books start out pretty much... There's... the Sphinx is missing in the maze, I think, from the Goblet of Fire and a couple other things. The Goblet of Fire is where the books and the movie, it really starts going off the rails. Because they reassign people, Let me back up. So in the second book, The Chamber of Secrets, I hadn't started reading any of the books before the movies came out, but I had a friend who had a child, and you got to read the book. And I was like, he's, one of my smarter friends. We should listen to him. And it was kind of like, okay. And then other parents were like, no, they're really good. But it wasn't until adults without kids became obsessed with the books that Christine started reading them. But I don't start actually reading them until about before Order of the Phoenix comes out. So like by the time So Christine tells me the beginning of Chamber of Secrets when they're in the magical world and they've already rode the train, and they're in Diagon Alley, and there is a scene where Arthur Weasley and Lucius Malfoy meet, and it's in the movie. But the problem is, That's the Cliff Notes. There is a whole interaction in the book, and these two grown men goad each other in a bookstore where children are buying books for school, and they get into a knockdown fist fight. No magic, just beating the shit out of each other. Totally left out of the movie. We were robbed. I would love to see Arthur because, dude, that's two great actors. That would be a brilliant fight. Nope, we don't get it. None for you. No soup for you.
Jason Isaacs killed Lucius Malfoy.
He's perfect. He's that character.
I was told that when he first showed up to wardrobe, they were going to put him in like a pinstripe suit, and and he's like, no. This guy hates Muggles. Why would he dress like that?
Oh, God,
so he asked them to make that whole over-the-top suit that he wears.
And he's in robes. They have their own suits, but you're right.
Judge's gown. It's somewhere between a dress and a suit.
Yeah. They all look like Judge Clore Frollo from Notre Dame, Disney. Bring the gypsy girl to me, But that fight was totally left out of it. And why? That would have been brilliant. There's a lot of stuff that they, like you said, the books get progressively bigger, so making it as a series is a far better venue, a far better investment, and you will get to see more of the, like we were explaining it, there's a dual prophecy going on in the books that they only kind of hint at in the movies. The Dark Lord, Voldemort doesn't know who the Chosen One is. It might be Harry Potter, and it probably is because he survived a blast to the face, but it might also be Neville Longbottom.
I was going to say, don't all the signs also point to Neville? And wasn't it Neville in the last movie that delivered the sword blow that brought it to an end? So wasn't Neville truly the Chosen One?
Yeah. Neville is a total character arc in the book and in the movies, and it's not enough in the movies because he's involved in everything, and he's one of their friends. They love him. He's one of their buddies. They don't like make fun of him and kick him down the stair. I mean, well, the Slytherin do, but they do that to everybody that isn't one of the. They do that to their own too. But they other than that, he's a Gryffindor. He's brave. He's got super parents that were tortured and then drove insane, and he's ashamed of them. But the rest of the world is, oh my God, that's Neville Longbottom. Do you know what happened to his parents? Because that's pretty much. It's all fresh. It's only like 15 years since basically Nazis tried to take over, magic Nazis tried to take over the magic world, and they almost did it, and then they got their asses kicked. But the children are still left over because they don't go to St. Mungo's at all, really, in the movies compared to how much they go in the books. And St. Mungo's is the insane asylum for magic people. His parents are there. After Gilderoy Lockhart uses Ron's wand and that backfires, and that's in the book, he totally loses his mind. He's there, and they talk to him a couple different times. He knows he's famous, but he has absolutely no idea who he is. He can barely recognize the pictures of himself on the books he has, where he's like, weekends with werewolves and voyages with vampires.
Yes, I totally love that, the revolving door that was a Defense Against the Dark Arts teachers was just a who's who of British actors.
Oh my God. And you need that. That happens every year in the book. The best is it's like being a Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher is the equivalent musically of being a drummer for Spinal Tap. Your days are
You're
numbered.
going to explode.
Yeah, pretty much, one way or another. Because Snape wants that job real bad. But you're the master of potions. You're Slughorn level. Slughorn is done totally dirty in the books, or in the movie. He's way more involved in the book, the last book. It starts with them finding him. Harry has to distract Hagrid so that he can get the spider venom out of Aragog. Because if Hagrid sees Slughorn taking the spider venom, Hagrid would probably beat the crap out of Slughorn, and he would be so mad that not even Harry or Dumbledore would be able to stop him. Because that's his beloved pet that talks after Aragog dies. Slughorn's involved. Slughorn has memories that are missing that are about Voldemort, that they spend 600 pages trying to get Slughorn to give up, and he eventually gives them up because he's like Sirius or several of the others. He's a good Slytherin. He's not down for the superiority. He really doesn't care about purity and all the other crap. He's all about networking. He's about knowing everybody and, oh, they're my student. Oh, they're in my group. Oh, they're in my... He has to be involved. He's a spider. But he's a good spider. He doesn't want anything from people except for the... He's after bragging rights. He's... What are those guys called?
Kind of like Varys from Game of Thrones.
Without all the evil. Yes. Because that guy's... he kills people.
Yeah, Varys.
Slughorn never kills anybody. He avoids that stuff. I hope that's accurate.
But he's that kind of connected.
Yes, he's that kind of chess player, if you will. Because chess is a huge theme in the game. Everybody's playing chess, and I mean, the chess game is a huge thing in the movie. Not just from the first book, but from everybody's playing chess against everybody in socially, mentally, academically, vocationally, all in all 7 of those books. One of the things that sucks is Ron is also done dirty. Ludo Bagman. Sorry, ADD train looped back around. Ludo Bagman is a main character in book 4, and he isn't even in the movie. It's Ludo.
I was going to say, who?
Ludo Bagman. He's the equivalent of like a like a O.J. He's a famous Quidditch player with the ball, 3 balls and the brooms and he's retired, but he's like he became a celebrity and he does all of the sports announcing. So in the movie for the Goblet of Fire, Fudge, the Prime Minister, hello and welcome to the World Cup. No, that's Ludo Bagman in the book. Fudge is sitting up in the stands, hobnobbing and having his ass kissed by all the magic people. He's not near the game. Ludo Bagman is... Okay, to spoil the book for you if you haven't read it. If you do, it really doesn't matter. The book is so damn big and there's so much going on, you're going to forget what I said anyway. Ludo Bagman is a major, major plot point in book 4. He steals the sword of Godric Gryffindor and basically escapes with it, and it goes through several hands before it ends up, from what everybody knows, and because I'm not going to bore you guys with all the details, he's the one that starts that avalanche, because the goblins lose their mind once it leaves. The goblins want it back because they made it, but the wizards say, no, this was a gift, and not only is it a gift, this is a treasured relic from 800, 900 years ago. You're not getting this back. So it isn't until, from watching the movie, but Ludo Bagman is on the run the entire book, and everybody's trying to find him because those in the know that he either has or had the sword, and who has it next, because it's like their Excalibur, basically, except not being attached to God. It's just a perfect weapon that was made by ancient masters. It's like the sword in Highlander. You don't understand. It's like finding a 747 700 years before the Wright brothers even flew a Kitty Hawk. Oh, really?
It's a proper dwarven blade.
It really is. So that's that's one of the main plots. Then you've got the Goblet of... There's so much going on in that book. That would be, like you said, a 30-hour movie if they actually did it like the book. Because once they get past book 3, the books just double in size at each book till you're like...
I think that's why taking it as a TV series is a better approach to a lot of things.
Dune! Yep. Got to do it as a series. Any comic book character that is over 5 years old in print, it's got to be a series. Don't do it as a movie, or do that one giant issue as a movie where the Hulk versus Silver Surfer. Okay, that's worth a movie, because that's Marvel did that in the equivalent of Batman versus Superman. Okay, you tried. Thank you.
I'm glad that we're finally getting past the have to tell the origin story of the hero.
Yeah,
we're done with that.
Yeah,
we all know how Batman became Batman. We all know that Superman came from Krypton. We all know that Captain America was frozen in the ice for 50 years.
Oh, no,
we
Spider-Man.
all know that Tony Stark is a billionaire that builds his own suit. We all know that Peter Parker got bit by a radioactive spider and didn't become a hero until Uncle Ben died. We all know all of this. We don't need to see it again and again and again and again on the movie screen.
Fantastic Four is the worst. We know they went up in a rocket as humans and came down as cosmic rays. God, I miss Stan Lee. But that's already been told. Now, if you're going to give me a creative angle flashback that's less than 2 minutes long, I appreciate that. Or hang something, Easter egg, they call them now, in the area that alludes to that, and they make a 2-sentence dialogue, maybe 3. That's cool.
That's what they did with the Superman movie. They kind of had this timeline montage that started at the beginning. On this day, Kal-El arrived on Earth. On this day, these superheroes appeared and formed this. And this day, all of the various supernatural events, most of them not having to do directly with Superman, but just the timeline of the rise of superheroes in this world.
Yeah.
and then it brings you to present day. Superman has been Superman for a little while now, not a long time. He's still a solo, but there are more established heroes.
Yes.
You know, Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific, and the Green Lantern are they're kind of like a loose superhero group that's already formed in Metropolis, and they're like the known superheroes.
Yeah.
And you know, they keep trying to get, you know, Clark Kent to join them, Superman to join them, and he's like,
the Green Lantern is always a hard sell because you've either going to do Hal Jordan. Okay, well, you've already done that. And honestly, Ryan Reynolds was a good choice. That should have been a good movie, but too much director or
studio
interference made that movie more like a history lesson, a boring history lesson, than an actual movie. And I watched it. If I have to, I'll watch it again. The
I actually
acting was
saw it in the theater.
You did.
See, one of the ones that I liked the way they did it, the way they broke up the origin story, was for Logan, the Wolverine. They broke it up amongst different films, and they pulled it in as each section, because his life is so long, because his origin is so long. They broke it up, and it was a perfect point in each of the films that they portrayed. Here's a section. We're going to show you how this began. Here's a section. We're going to show you how this happened. Here's a section. We show you how, because it's
what sets those apart is that canon in the comic books never established an origin for Wolverine beyond the Weapon X program. They never really talked about his past.
There were flashbacks in some of the sequences in the comic books where they talked about, yeah, he fought in the Spanish Civil War. Yeah, he fought in these different time frames, in these different places.
Alongside Steve Rogers.
Yeah, it was 2 or 3 panels in the comic books for Wolverine, and it was in different Wolverine sequences. So that was kind of a nice thing that they were able to pull that off. He has the lifespan that let them get away with that. Steve Rogers, like you said, he's another good one because Steve Rogers has that lifespan where we've missed this whole section. And so we can talk about how he began, and now we pick up when we find him again.
Sorry.
We can't do that with a normal human lifespan.
No, and so, I'll go one further with that. Wolverine's mind is all torn apart thanks to Weapons X. It takes Professor X decades to help him put it back together. So this really flows if you know the story. So, to put a caveat in, a first movie of a superhero should have the origin story in it. Rocket Man, Crow.
Yeah, well,
Mystery
if you're
Man.
introducing a superhero nobody's heard of before or not a well-known superhero, it's like the Iron Man movie. The whole movie was the origin story.
Exactly. Captain America, first Avenger.
Yeah.
The whole movie is his origin story.
That's my favorite of the Marvel movies because it was a perfect period piece.
I hate Captain America, but yeah, it's perfect. I hate to say that, but yes.
Look at the Punisher film. The first Punisher films
with Lundgren.
I passed a lot of that, but the one where it had Travolta in it, you got a
Thomas Jane. Yes, that one was very good.
Portion of the development of who is he, where did he come from, and then we're going to run you right into the wild adventure. So
have you seen Punisher Warzone, the one with Ray Stevenson?
I have it. I have to watch it. I heard it was excellent.
Oh my God, it is excellent. It is nothing like the Thomas Jane one, and it has no origin story. It's the Punisher at full value doing Punisher things, and it is cheesy and over the top.
Oh, awesome. More comic.
It's bordering on campy at times. It is also ultra violent, which you would expect from a Punisher movie.
Yes.
Punisher Warzone, if you haven't seen it, go see it with an open mind. If you weren't a Punisher fan before, you probably still won't be.
Punisher portrayals
Violet. Whoops.
makes me wonder who is a better portrayal physically of the Punisher, because the first two original early Punisher films, you had great big gorillas that were playing the Punisher.
Okay, wait a minute.
The Punisher is not, the way they filmed it, these guys were supposed to be great big huge gorillas, but later, and the television series and whatnot, you've got somebody who looks like what you expect, or what I take from the original comic book series. He wasn't necessarily towering over everybody else. He was in great physical shape, but that had come after years and years of, I am going to make myself the ultimate soldier. But he wasn't Dolph Lundgren. He wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was somebody who could walk in civvies and blend in, but you knew when it came time to do business, he had the skill set and the knowledge and the physical prowess to do the job without having to be, Power Fist, without be all of that.
Yeah, well, Iron Fist and Power Man and the Punisher do meet sometimes, and sometimes it goes well, sometimes not so much.
Yep.
Okay, I am not a Punisher aficionado. I have not read an exorbitant amount of his comics, but the Dolph Lundgren movie, Hollywood got way too involved in it. Really, as the Punisher, he's kind of barely in the movie. And you're right, Lundgren is too huge and, dare I say it, ethnic looking, if I may. Because the way they draw him in the comics, Thomas Jane looks the most like Frank Castle, which I haven't seen Warzone yet. It's on my shelf. It's one of those, I bought it in Sears or whatever, and it's on the list. The list is long.
Move it to the top. You'll like it.
Okay. Now with your recommendation, because it's like, I don't know anything about it. I'll watch it another time. So I will say this. I could not stand John Bernthal John, right? The new Punisher.
In Walking Dead?
Oh, God. Shane is an annoying character, which in retrospect...
They're all annoying characters.
They really are. Makes him a better actor, because I walked away from each episode going, God, that fucking guy! So that's a good actor. He's a man you love to hate, because you know somebody way back that you worked with that's just like him, that you're not around him anymore, and that's okay, but dude, please stop.
Yeah.
But as... Thomas Jane is
when
pretty
Shane shot Bubba.
What's that?
Said when Shane shot Bubba, that was when you really knew who you suspected him of being all along. That was when you knew.
Yeah. But him as the Punisher is a more realistic Punisher. It makes him more of the everyman. Lundgren is a superhero. He should be in Rocky. He should be He-Man. He should be. They should have played him as one of the alternative Captain Americas that's like older. That role should have gone to him. He should play like an older superhero or villain now, because, I mean, Jesus, the man just beat cancer again. Good job, Dolph. Please stay around. We've been following your career forever. And now it's... I think that the Thomas Jane Punisher movie is perfect. Travolta, this is his 5th time playing a bad guy. He's brilliant as a bad guy. Broken Arrow.
I'm not a big fan of John Travolta, so anytime he's in a movie as a bad guy and dies horribly at the end, I love it.
We used to make fun of him in Grease all the time because my sisters, and then Jason Barth does like a perfect Travolta impersonation. Oh, Sandy. So then we would do him in other movies. What am I doing? Lord of the Rings. So Travolta in Broken Arrow and Face Off is a different Travolta. You get to see a whole new venue, and the same with the Punisher. Is his name like Saint Valentine or something? In the Thomas Jane Punisher.
Last name is Saint.
Saint.
Yeah.
It's really good. And he is an unhinged lunatic in that movie. And that's, so different from Look Who's Talking and Grease and what's the other one?
He was in Hairspray.
Oh, that's right. Doesn't he play the mom? He plays the mom in Hairspray.
He plays the mom.
Yeah, he does a good job. I'm not like in love with Travolta or hate him. Broken Arrow was a good movie. He played a good villain who tries to steal an experimental B-2 bomber in the middle of the Nevada desert. And Christian Slater and what's her name, Super Hotness, who's playing a ranger, end up saving the day. And then Face Off with him and Nick Cage. It's always good when actors play a role where they have to imitate the other actor. Hilarity and bloopers ensue every time. Do I act like that? Actually, yeah, you do. But
good stuff.
I have to see the Warzone. Burt Knowles, great. He's the top shelf as the Punisher. And it's the same with... So for the rest of the Marvel for that, and we've talked about this before, Charlie Cox knocks it out of the park as Daredevil and Matt Murdock. The only thing is he doesn't have red hair and red-tinted glasses. That's the only...
He does have the red-tinted glasses in the...
I stand corrected.
Sometimes they're dark red, but he does have the red-tinted glasses. But you're right. He doesn't have red hair.
He doesn't have red hair, and that's a tiny, minuscule... Who cares? It just... He's always traditionally had red hair, but it's not worth fighting over. It's, Peter was kind of an auburn, too, in the early comics. Peter was always a little bit of a ginger, Peter Parker. But, because Johnny Storm and Captain America and Hank Pym, those are your blonde, good-looking guys in Marvel where, Tony Stark is your Clark Gable-looking... Hi, I've got dark hair and bright eyes. All the chicks dig me. Yes, we do. So it's a win-win with Marvel. Don't make fun of me. It's on the other side too. That spot is taken by Bruce Wayne, and then what do you have otherwise? Okay, and Clark Kent. And Clark Kent had Star Labs make him special contacts. So when he's Superman, he just doesn't wear the contacts, and then when he's Clark Kent, I think it's blue to green. One of them, I don't know.
Well, in the movie, and this is only a minor spoiler, he supposedly wears the pair of glasses he have some hypnotic property that makes people looking at him not recognize Superman when he's wearing the glasses.
That is 10 times more believable than the mind-wiping kiss he does in one of the Christopher Reeves movies. You're Superman. Mwah! What were we talking about?
Something about it just, reinforces the, suppresses. I don't know how it works. It's comic book technology. But you had touched on Bruce Wayne, and there have been a lot of good Bruce Waynes over the years. Not Batman, Bruce Wayne. Who do you think was the best Bruce Wayne?
I hate this question. Okay. This, not because... who do you want to... Because they're the most famous of that. Because this is a hard question. Because, again, character, Hollywood, studio, producer, director. So, let's do it this way. Now, I grabbed the 1940s movie. I have started that thing like 6 times. One day, I'm going to watch it. I swear to God. I think Clay actually watched it, and he said it was, it's for the time. I'm like, oh, great. Okay.
Which means the acting was very stiff, and there wasn't a lot of character development.
Yeah, well, and that, and misogynistic, this is the late 1940s. So, that being said, then you have, what comes first, Hanna-Barbera or Adam West?
I think Adam West was first.
I think Adam West is
first. But that was a very campy take on Batman. And
also at a time where Batman's popularity is almost dead. He's almost pushed away, like the Shadow and the Spider and several other characters that the Spirit that didn't survive. The Shadow and the Spirit survived, obviously, because they've been revived multiple times, and there's movies about both said superheroes. But Batman was in a bad spot right before Batman and Robin, but he was like the most kid-friendly superhero because he had Robin that wasn't Superman, because don't quote me, but I think there was a dispute for rights from the George Reeves Superman show, the serials, and they couldn't just do Batman. So then that waited for a while, and then they ended up doing in the 60s. I don't know if that's true. That is an unchecked piece of history, so feel free to roast me if I'm wrong. Everyone does. So
I will look it up.
Absolutely. But then
for next time.
Adam West isn't Batman or Bruce Wayne. He's Adam West playing a superhero with a dual personality that's the same personality.
Yeah, we should really kind of leave that TV show off, because it was what it was. It was a cheese fest. It was
the worst,
not played seriously.
The worst crime about the Batman 1966 Batman television show is that the Rogues Gallery isn't allowed to be the Rogues Gallery. They're all the Joker. They're just the Joker with a riddle theme, the Joker with a cat theme, the Joker with a penguin theme, the Joker with a freeze ray gun. No, these characters are all vastly different. They're all very, very psychologically fucked up on a different scale. Dude, Mr. Freeze does not run around laughing. Ever. Okay, the Riddler laughs maybe once or twice in a blue moon. The Scarecrow, when you're under his thumb, yeah, he laughs at you, but he's not running around like the Joker. That just doesn't happen. He's more, so, you think you're over your fear, are you? And then he jumps on you and shit. But that's, So, then you've got the Batman cartoon for the Hanna-Barbera. This is made for children. This isn't Batman and Robin. Hey, Robin, we've got to go over there and do this. But you get to hear Ted Knight narrate it, so it gets, meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice, it's Judge Smalls. So, that being said, then we jump forward. Michael Keaton nails it. And as we've talked about Batman in this movie in 1989 and all of it before, Michael Keaton was not taken seriously for this role by the public. There was
until they saw him do it.
Much outrage, because that's Bill
Mr. Mom
from Night Shift. That's Mr. Mom. I don't think Gung Ho comes out later, but he's a comedic actor from the Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. How in the hell is he going to play Batman? Because everyone was like, I don't really care about Batman, and this should be funny. So everybody went to see it thinking that it was going to be Adam West.
What I liked about his portrayal is he seemed to be the guy who was, right on the edge of just snapping, of going crazy. And he became Batman to let that out, because otherwise he was going to go off as somebody, as Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
And so that version of him I really liked.
But there
were aspects about the Val Kilmer Bruce Wayne too that I liked, and Val Kilmer was more of the. Go ahead.
Let's stay at Tim Burton in Tim Burton Batman because we know that Tim Burton's a Batman fan. He revived the series, he revived the comic, but he didn't really. He only did it in film because Frank Miller already revitalized it years before.
And Batman, Batman.
Miller
goes,
The
Dark Knight and Batman Year One.
Frank Miller is great for Sun City and great for 300. We owe him so much. He took black and white and a splash of color, random splash of color, and made two amazing stories. One, based on history. Two, hey, superheroes don't have to wear costumes. Neither do the villains. Cool. And there's prostitutes. Extra bonus for the adults. However, Michael Keaton and Val Kilmer and George Clooney, these are Bob Kane Bruce Waynes. And they're also Bob Kane Batman. There is a distinct difference between Bob Kane Batman and Frank Miller Batman. And what I'm saying is, for one, I think Warner Brothers and the studio grabbed a lot of what Burton was doing, and they realized how dark the story was, because the Joker is not named Jack Napier. He does not kill Batman's parents. That's Joe Chill. It's a totally so in a sense, the Keaton Batman is its own universe. I don't know what 54, 96, 37, 185. There's so many of them in the DC world, but it's kind of separate, because as you go forward, now I agree, Michael Keaton out of the park. He set the standard. I'm Batman. And the dark vigilante, how we look at him. Val Kilmer did a really good job, and it's Val Kilmer. So you've gone from... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, what made Val Kilmer's version of Bruce Wayne stand out is he really showed you the master detective, because in most of the scenes, he is mostly quiet, and he is very observant, taking in things, and his reactions are very limited, clipped. He doesn't let things go. He's the master detective, and his brain is always working as a master detective. It's just a shame that we only got one movie from him.
It's a shame.
As Batman. And that was contract thing. Basically, he found out that the villains are getting paid more than Batman in the movie and wanted more money. And they said, no, the movies are about the villains. Anybody can be Batman.
Yeah, we're getting Danny DeVito. We don't need you. Sorry, we're getting Tommy Lee.
They should have. George Clooney himself will say that he's responsible for destroying the Batman franchise.
He should have never played Batman, and he admitted that, and that's all that matters. Dude, come on. Alfred. Dude, Batman's supposed to look like every dude. He's always in the shadow. He doesn't go to a party and whip out a credit card. What the fuck? Anyway.
And then you have the Rob Pattinson Batman movie.
I haven't seen those yet. No, not yet. I have not seen any of those.
I would go see it, because while it doesn't do the origin story, it doesn't drop you in on full-fledged Batman. He's still young Bruce Wayne. He hasn't learned how to be the playboy. He's got all the basics of Batman down. He's got himself a little bat cave. He's got a car. He's got some gadgets, and he's being Batman.
Hold on.
But he hadn't really established the Bruce Wayne persona to hide behind yet. And his Alfred, Andy Serkis, starts to teach him how to be the proper gentleman, how to,
Alfred.
You've got to dress like this. You've got to groom like this. You've got to present this.
Smile,
because
damn it.
If you don't have this for people to look at, they're going to start looking at what else you're doing, and you're going to get discovered.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a Batman origin story. It's I'm still learning how to be Batman. Because at one point in the movie, he tries this really elaborate stunt, and it fails, and he hurts himself pretty bad.
Ooh, good. I mean, that happens in the comics, where he's the world's greatest detective. That doesn't make him perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It just makes him... This is a maneuver
that Michael Keaton Batman would have pulled off flawlessly and made it look awesome. And had he pulled it off, it would have looked awesome. But he didn't, and he ended up hurting himself real bad for a portion of the movie.
Another aspect is they focus way too much, because it's Hollywood and they're making a movie and they're making a dream on the screen. So if we have a leading man, by default, we must absolutely have to have a leading lady. So you've got Nicole Kidman in the first movie, which you have my strict attention with Nicole Kidman, even now. Kim Basinger. Sorry. Kim
Basinger in the first movie.
Kim Basinger. And Kim Basinger's awesome. But the problem is it's the problem with a movie into a comic. As Vicky Vale, I'm pretty sure she is a reporter in Gotham.
Yes, Vicky Vale is a real character.
I think so. But they don't... She's not Lois Lane, but they try to develop her. So you're going to develop her as she is, but you don't let her be the detective that she is very much. They keep her kind of like a babe in the woods, like a dumb blonde, which is a kind of a discredit to the whole situation, because if she's gotten that far, she's not stupid. She's obviously witty or clever in the least, if she's not intelligent. So, with the second one, with Michelle Pfeiffer, she's not Selena Kyle, but this is the Tim Burton universe. You're the Selena Kyle for this universe. Selena Kyle is a brunette. She's got short hair. She's a rich kid like Bruce Wayne. She took a shit ton of gymnastics classes. She's really into animal rights. And she eventually just becomes Catwoman. And then she's not this mousy little secretary.
The TV show Gotham takes a slightly different take on her.
Oh, boy.
She's not rich. She's a street orphan.
Don't they have Ivy like that, too?
Well, Ivy, the trajectory of Ivy in Gotham is rather wild because she, too, is a street orphan, and she's a very young one. She's younger than Selena Kyle. But at one point, they face this villain who has a plot. He's going to introduce the substance to the water supply that makes everybody die of old age. Well, at the end, the substance gets flushed into the sewers, but she falls into the water, and while she doesn't get the full dose, she comes out a full adult woman with the mind of a 12-year-old child.
That fits. Ivy has a lot of
the powers
problems.
of poison ivy, and the powers of poison ivy, and so
dangerous. There's
very dangerous.
The Rogues Gallery is awesome. It stands on its own.
That's what Gotham is about. Was just establishing the Rogues Gallery. This is where all of Batman's villains came from.
Yes.
Before he was Batman.
Because Michelle Pfeiffer is brilliant as Catwoman for that universe for Catwoman. Danny DeVito's great as the Penguin. But from all I've seen from I think I saw the first 2 seasons of Gotham, and they introduced and Carol Kane plays his mother. He's with the
Robin Lord Taylor, the actor that plays the Penguin, that is the definitive Penguin for me.
He nailed it. He
is one of the lead stars of the show.
Yeah.
The show is as much about Oswald Cobblepot as it is about Jim Bullock,
Gordon, and
Harvey Bullock and Jim Gordon. Yes,
because Donald
Logue show is mostly about.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
He's a douchey Harvey Bullock.
Bullock's not,
but he's Jim's friend.
Bullock's a bad good guy. He's neutral good. You could trust him up until a point, but after that, he's corrupted, dude. You can't trust him around money or women or food or whatever he's gonna fuck you over. There, I said it.
Oh.
It's like dealing with Long John Silver. I know you're gonna betray me at one point. It's coming. Well, or does that make him more neutral evil?
I don't know. I'd say I don't think he's evil, but he's certainly not good. I'd say maybe lawful neutral. He works within a corrupt system. He knows how far he can push that system without getting into trouble.
And he doesn't go. Okay, yeah, I'm
and he
wrong.
He only goes so far. He goes as far as he can and tries to work. The system is corrupt, and he knows it. So he works the corruption to his advantage.
Yeah. Well, that says a lot, actually, because even in the Batman the Animated Series that comes out in 92, because that is really faithful to all the original stories. Bullock's in that, too, but he's late 40s Bullock. He's on the borderline of being a corrupt, where Batman watches him a lot. And sometimes Harvey has a fall from grace, but most of the time, he just gets the job done.
Yeah, there have been a couple of movies that straight up portrayed him as a corrupt cop, a rotten cop.
There is an episode of the animated series where Harvey Bullock gets framed, and Batman, because he can't stand Bullock, but he believes Bullock is innocent because the detective work doesn't add up. There isn't enough evidence for this to be true. So Batman goes around to all of the villains that they think of Harvey as a joke. He's a has-been. He's past his prime. He's all piss and vinegar. He's just a fat nobody and all that. But Batman can't put 2 and 2 together. And he just keeps going around, and something's missing. This doesn't add up. And Bullock, in the meantime, is at his wit's end. He's being pushed to the brink because he can't figure out who's framing him. And Batman isn't helping. He just shows up and he's just pissing him off at this point. And then at the very end, you find out that the one causing the trouble and framing Bullock is his neighbor in the apartment. Bullock is such a slob and that this guy just snaps. And he tries to get him arrested so he can get evicted. It's like, whoa, just, have a talk with him. I mean, you may start yelling, but eventually you'll start listening to each other. Oh, my God. Really? That's terrible. And, Robin is like, whoa. And Batman's like, well, I mean, even the most mild people, if they're pushed too far, sometimes they do.
Oh, sometimes they'll go off.
Yeah, and now he's going to go to jail and probably Arkham because he had a whole, another persona. It was,
And he'll be totally rehabilitated in Arkham.
Oh, God, yeah. He's doing great there. Just hang out in the games room for a while. You'll be all right. So, you totally bypassed Christian Bale's Batman when you jumped from...
yes, I did.
I am a huge Christian Bale fan. I think he's a phenomenal actor. I think he was a wonderful Batman. And then again, I've been watching him since Henry V, when he was 11 years old. And he's Falstaff's
I think the first
page.
thing I saw him in was Reign of Fire.
Great movie. Hunting Dragons.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yes.
He's he's John Connor in the Terminator movies because what else is he in? He's been in a bunch of other stuff. Oh, he's American Psycho. Man, I remember when that book came out in the mid '90s. Everybody was, was it the early '90s or everybody was reading it. He did this to this woman. That's terrible. Why would you want to talk about that? Oh, it was like this. But I still don't want to hear about this.
His Bruce Wayne, I think I like those movies I guess the first one, again, they went back to the origin story, but they made most of the first movie the origin story. But they made it an interesting origin story because we finally got to see the League of Assassins and Ra's al Ghul.
Yep.
And, all of it, and... anytime you have Liam Neeson as a bad guy in a movie.
Yeah. It's Darkman, but he's not Darkman. He's Ra's al Ghul. The Christian Bale Batmans are the Frank Miller Batmans. Now, I've seen the first two. I have not seen the third one, and everybody tells me not to watch it.
It was okay. It just didn't live up to the first two.
Mm. As so many times a third movie does. Not every time. Thank you, Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
It did close out the trilogy, though. It wrapped it up.
Yeah, because he can't...
I won't say how, but it wrapped it up.
You have different storylines. One, Batman is forever 32. One, Batman becomes 50 and gets old and can't do it anymore, and Nightwing has to take over. Another one... there's a storyline where Bane...
Beyond.
Yeah, Batman Beyond, where he's 80 and Terry McGinnis takes over and puts on the suit. Great story. Also, here we go. Who's the best animated Batman? That's just as hard as the real-life Batman.
I'm going to throw you a loop because there were a couple of animated series that weren't Batman, the animated series. One was Batman the Brave and the Bold, which was a very over-the-top Batman. I loved it. The other one was called The Batman.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite.
Really? Oh, God. Once I saw the Joker, I was so mad I couldn't watch anymore.
Oh, he's my favorite Joker. Give him a chance.
It's not even
Once you get to see him in action, oh, yes, he is. He is.
I'll take your word for it.
He is the next best Joker behind Mark Hamill.
Hold on.
Because I won't put anybody ahead of Mark Hamill, but there were some episodes that the Joker just made it. And like I said, you have to give it a chance. You have to see where that Joker fits within that version of the Batman world because it's not quite I mean, it's again
It's
a
its own-
different Batman.
Yeah,
you know,
he's like
their Riddler is a lot different. You know, some of their other villains are a lot different, and it was definitely a darker take on
movie.
it. Yes.
Okay, Dietrich Bader, and of course, Michael Ironside did a good job too, because he was Batman in a couple of movies, and then you have like James Woods being Owlman in the alternate reality.
Yes.
Where he has to fight Batman. It's getting really hot in here. I'm going to turn on the air conditioner. I'll be right back.
Certainly. We have lost Bill. He will be back. I hope he will be back. I see a light.
I apologize for that. Okay.
Oh, no worries.
Well, I have to go flip the breaker on. We're limping
I have
through
an
the
air
summer with
conditioning unit
AC.
next to me too that I would turn on, except that you would definitely hear it in the microphone.
Well, I got Ed loaned us the wall unit. Ashley and Amanda. Amanda and Ashley. I can't talk. It's hot outside. But the other side of the house, there's only 2 EVAPs over there, and it's probably like 86 degrees over there now. And I got a cat yelling at me. And yeah, it's a good night. Oh, so, I mean, the other problem is that the Batman you're introduced to is your favorite, the Batman that this actor is your favorite, so there's a lot of aspects of that, too.
True.
But Kevin Conroy is probably my favorite Batman, and I got to meet the guy, and I got his autograph in like 97.
He is the
98.
definitive Batman. He is.
I told him to his
face. He played the role longer than any other actor.
And went over to the video games and the movie. There's cartoon movies, and he's in Batman Beyond. He was really good at the distinction of being Bruce Wayne and Batman using only his voice, and the JLA series too. He's Batman, and he's always Batman. But I mean, that's being Batman are the same shoes to fill as 007. They really are. You've got a long legacy. You've got all these tremendous actors. You're stepping into the role, and you hope you don't fuck it up. That's basically what
And you hope you can bring something new, or something that you haven't seen. And I feel there's going to be a heavy burden on whoever picks it up next, because Daniel Craig left quite a legacy as he changed it up.
Yeah, he did.
You know, I think Pierce Brosnan sobered up.
That's he did,
because he's the Roger Moore. It got campier and goofier and over the top, and they played into that. And then Timothy Dalton, that was basically action movies with the James Bond thing. And going back to watch those movies now, they did not age well.
No, and that's a giant waste of Timothy Dalton, in my opinion, because he is perfect for the role. Because Bond is supposed to look just a bit more than every man. He's supposed to be just a little bit taller, just a little bit stronger, a little bit better looking. Like Sean Connery's perfect. George Lazenby is perfect.
There was a ruggedness to him. He had a rugged look to him that George Lazenby had, Sean Connery had, Roger Moore. They've all kind of, Roger Moore not so much.
Roger Moore is too old and he's too pretty.
And he only got the job because of the TV show The Saint, where he was basically playing James Bond for a number of years.
And he was great at
without
that.
being James Bond.
Love Roger Moore.
He was.
Yeah, nothing against Roger Moore. But even Roger Moore was like, I can't be in these movies anymore. I'm having love scenes with women that are the age of my granddaughters. Ew! And they're like, okay, bring Sean Connery back. He doesn't give a fuck. Yeah.
No, but I've only seen one of the Pierce Brosnan films, and he did 3, right?
GoldenEye.
And I really liked the one I saw. I thought he very well
he did
portrayed the James Bond.
He nailed it. Him and Sean Bean in GoldenEye is just awesome because they have really good chemistry together. And it's that, hey, I've been fucking you over the whole time, and reveal at the end of the movie. Okay, I have seen 2 because I've seen most of GoldenEye, and I saw the one with Jonathan Pryce. The World Is Not Enough. Oh, I think that's what it called. He's perfect for a Bond villain. Why haven't we used him earlier?
And he was the media mogul that wanted to start a war because it's good for the news.
Yeah. He should have been like a Blofeld. He should have been like a recurring... Oh, he's dead. No, I'm back in the next movie. Fuck all of you. Yes. That should have been great, but we didn't get that.
He has that evil smirk.
Yeah, he's perfect as Mr. Dark in Something Wicked This Week. He's not tall and spindly enough, and he's not covered in tattoos. But other than that, nailed the character. Out of the park. Getting hit in the nosebleeds.
I feel sorry for who's next. I heard a rumor once that they pitched Idris Elba as the next. They pitched it to him as, you could be the Black James Bond. And he's like, nope, don't want it. I don't want to be the Black James Bond. I just want to be James Bond. See ya.
Yeah, I'm a good enough actor. I don't need to do that. Black or be a woman 007. She's called Moneypenny. She's in every single movie. She can kill whoever comes in and tries to hurt M.
No, I'm not the misogynistic type. I would go see a female 007 led movie.
But it's not Absolutely. 007. That would be.
It's not really. It's not James Bond.
Yeah.
And you could be 007, but you wouldn't be James Bond.
You're going to create that Ghostbusters movie they made in 2015. That's what's going to happen. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. This isn't me cursing it. This is the world we live in. Now, however,
I haven't seen the movie. I heard it was funny, but I haven't seen it.
I haven't heard good things about it. Even Mr. Wiggles says no. So, there you go. So,
just looking it up, I didn't realize David Niven had played James Bond.
Casino Royale.
He did.
Peter Sellers.
And there were 2 Casino Royales, though, because the first Casino Royale was a TV episode, or made-for-TV program that was played by an American, which I thought was kind of interesting.
What I want
Andrew Lysette.
Wait,
no, that's not him. It was. There was a gentleman, an American gentleman, who played in the first TV, Barry Nelson, in 1954 Climax television adaptation of Casino Royale. So there's 2 that I hadn't realized.
I've never seen them. I just know about them. I have not seen the Spectre movie either. Do they start in the 60s and go to the modern day, or do they just...
I have not seen that movie.
Because you figure that would be fun. But I would like to see... I mean, I guess you could remake the movies, but let's stay back in the Cold War. We're on the edge of that. That was the whole exciting thing. And I think that's why the movies became more campy, because you didn't have the tension after... Once Reagan got not to get all... God damn it. I don't want to talk about politics, and here I am talking about Reagan. Well, no, because Reagan had a kind of... Gorbachev and Reagan kind of got along. They were both, cracking... Reagan loved jokes, especially if you had the dirty jokes, the new dirty jokes. Ronald Reagan wanted to hear them so that he could retell them to other people. He was a joke stealer like Milton Berle, and he gave you credit. And I think that kind of personality kind of translated even in a,
It was a different time. Movies were moving into a more lighthearted space.
Yeah.
But
you have proof that the world is changing in movies like Spies Like Us, where at the end, we're not even fighting the Russians. That they're playing a board game. So you have this kind of light, it became, we don't hate them anymore. They're not this foreign evil. No, they're just people. They got struggles like you and me. And I think like Robin Williams, Moscow on the Hudson kind of homogenized it. And then Perfect Strangers, even though Balky wasn't a Russian, he was a Eastern European, they pretty much kind of passed it off as that kind of.
See, I'm wondering who are they going to get? What are they going to do to set the next James Bond apart? Because, you know, Pierce Brosnan was the last of the classic Bond movies.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig set a bar for a different kind of movie, you know, more like the books in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've already got the sets from the new Fantastic Four movie. Everything looks like the 60s. Just make another Bond movie, quick. Before all the cars have to go back. Hello, Moneypenny.
Yes, and that's where I hope when they do the X-Men movie, when Marvel does the X-Men movie, that they do it right as a period piece. It needs to be set against the backdrop of the civil rights movement because it was an allegory for that.
Yeah.
It needs to take place in the early 60s, back in the days when, you know, all the boys wear crew cuts to school and, you know, everything was strict and there was only one kind of glasses, the catch me, fuck me's.
Also that really would make a lot of sense because the problem with, and it happened in the comics and like reading them, it's like this mutants would probably be accepted today. You'd be like, wow, you could do that? Come here, help me in my yard. I need you to have.
Well,
you know,
also,
like, oh, go ahead.
The whole mutant argument didn't make a lot of sense in a world that, you know, other superpowers existed.
Yeah.
And in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it was established that it wasn't really until the 90s that superheroes really started coming to the forefront. Now, throughout the movies, they have established that they have always been there. They've just been, you know, kept as a secret because they allude to, you know, Henry Pym when he was younger back in the 70s and 80s, and Janet Van Dyne, the original Wasp, were out doing things. And, you know, they have alluded to when Captain America traveled back in time at the end of Infinity Wars to replace the Stones, that he stayed with and married Peggy Carter and was active throughout the 60s and 70s and 80s as Captain America.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to end up seeing some movies of that ilk. Because please, more Peggy Carter.
Please, more Peggy Carter. Oh, my God. Please. But it has to be her.
Yes.
I watched that movie again and again just for her, Haley Atwell. Anyway.
Did you watch the two seasons of the TV series?
No. Is she in it? I must see
it.
Oh, then I must see this. Yes.
The name of the series is Agent Carter.
Agent Carter. Yes. Anyway, we don't need to hear about my sick fascinations with her perfection.
Yes, she's right up there.
Oh, yeah. Because you really...
She could be fourth wifey. Right behind. My wife is first wifey. Mila Jovovich is second wifey. And Rachel Weisz is third wifey. Yes.
Okay. We got to sneak Mila Kunis in there. Anyway. So, you could do endless movies in the 60s from Marvel because you have so much going on in the 60s because that's when they all start. But in the 80s, they tried Strikeforce Morituri. There were a couple other lines. You had Speedball. Speedball is really for adults. He's a very tragic hero because he's a hero that accidentally kills a whole bunch of people. And then he kind of makes a costume that every time somebody punches him, it drives hooks into his body. And this gives him even more kinetic energy. And he kind of becomes a villain he's got a very, very fucked up story. But then, and I just watched another video on it, in 86 or 87, they tried the new universe. So you had Starbrand, DP7, Cyforce, Mark Hazard, Kickers and Company, Spitfire and the Troubleshooters.
I have a bunch of new universe stuff.
Me too. Night Mask, Justice. I think that's all of them. And they tried, and some of these stories were actually good and could have gone somewhere, but it kind of fizzled out after about, I don't know, like 2 seasons, I think. And I was watching, like I said, because it was like, oh man, I remember buying those when they were new. So the 90s doesn't, I'm trying to think of like new Marvel heroes from the 90s, because you get Static Shock and Batman Beyond from DC, but I'm trying to remember other, please enlighten me in the chat.
I think you maybe get a few new X-Men, but I don't know if most of those are introduced in the 80s, not the 90s. Like Gambit was a later X-Men. Forge was a later X-Men. Cable. But those all mostly came out still in the 80s.
Cloak and Dagger, because you have that whole side plot where Mr. Sinister starts making drugs and almost everybody dies, but Cloak and Dagger survive, and they use their powers to kind of fight him for a long time, and then they branch out into other villains.
I think that came out in the 80s as well.
Yes, it did, because they were highlighted in the Marvel RPG from TSR, because they were relatively new heroes. Because even Alpha Flight came out and then you had West Coast Avengers, you had, what's the other one? Before X Factor, or maybe it is X Factor. Excalibur. Because mutants are everywhere. Well, Excalibur's more of a European Captain Britain and the Black Knight and a bunch of others. And I think Union Jack was in there too. Because
I think Nightcrawler was involved in Excalibur as well.
Union Jack is a Legacy Mantle character, and he shows up in Captain Fury and the Howling Commandos. Holy English, Batman. He shows up in Captain America a couple times. He's he's one of Great Britain's early heroes before mutant time in fighting the Red Skull and shit. Because there's an episode of Captain America that I actually owned, and it had a vampire in it, and it had Union Jack. And Captain America is like, you're not Union Jack. And then he learns that it's the grandson now that's Union Jack. So the guy that he remembers is this frail old, oh, that's right. To quote Emo Phillips, if that was Jimmy Peterson, he would have grown up too. So they, I can barely move. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm not, he's Union Jack now. So they've been doing it for a long time. There's always great stories out there, but those are the only, like Alpha Flight, and because everything else is even Man Thing and Swamp Thing is 60s, 70s. Because 90s, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is the most prolific character to come out of DC, and she's not even really created by DC. She is created in the Batman animated series. And she becomes canon in no time because everybody falls in love with her.
Yes.
She's not overly sexy, except for a couple episodes. She's not super powered. She's a gymnast. She can fire guns and weapons, and she'll kill you and kick your ass. But she doesn't have any, besides crazy, she doesn't have any powers. Just like Selena Kyle. She doesn't have any powers. She's just super gymnast. Like Olympic level,
And in Gotham, that's how she was portrayed.
Even the Riddler, he doesn't have any superpowers. He's just really good at puzzles.
Yeah, in Gotham, the one thing I liked is that every time Enigma showed up, and even before he became the Riddler, every time he'd show up, he'd ask a riddle, and without ever missing a beat, every time, Lucius Fox would spit out the answer. Without even stopping to think. Lucius would know the answer every time, and it would frustrate Ed so much. It's like,
That's one thing that's great about the Christian Bale movies is that Lucius Fox was actually a character because he's in the animated
He needed to
series.
be.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Alfred can't do everything. Alfred's not an engineering marvel. Lucius Fox is.
No, Lucius Fox made all of the bat gadgets. He made the Batmobile. He made the Batarang.
Yeah.
He made the zip line. All of it. All of that's Lucius Fox.
Oh, Alfred's been
Batman's a detective.
Alfred's been taught to maintain all that shit. Oh, yeah, he can maintain it all day long, but he didn't create it. He didn't invent it. That was
another thing I like about Gotham. Alfred was played by Sean Pertwee, and
Yes.
the people that made Gotham went back and made a show called Pennyworth that talked about Alfred right when he was still younger. He had come out of the army from the war, and immediately went back to London and got involved in the underground. And it's a very brutal, violent show that shows that Alfred, as a young man, was a very brutal and violent person that could bring extreme levels of violence. And that informs you as to who he is in the TV show. And he's an entirely different Alfred.
Yeah. Bruce Wayne
More
only
like the animated series version.
Yes, Bruce Wayne only answers to one person, and that's Alfred. And maybe Lucius Fox, but mostly Alfred. I don't think so, Master Bruce. This is not a good idea.
He doesn't
one guy
always
that
listen to Alfred either.
No, he doesn't. But Alfred's most of the time, Alfred's right.
Yeah, every time he doesn't listen to Alfred, he comes back wounded.
Much like foreshadowing, and every time Terry doesn't listen to Bruce, he almost doesn't make it out of there. Whether he's fighting Spellbinder or Shriek or whoever. Blight. All of the new Rogues Gallery. The best upgrade in the... well, we've said it before, is Nora Freeze with Mr. Freeze as well. Because someone else said it, but it's true. Before the animated series, Mr. Freeze was just another weirdo with a ray gun. No different than Captain Cold or Mr. Chill or Captain Chill.
Well, he actually got a redemption arc in Gotham.
Really?
Yes.
See, I didn't even get to him, and I don't... Is he in the first two seasons? It focuses more on the Penguin.
He's not in the first season. He may be in the second or third season. I think there's a whole story arc that follows several episodes, and then he becomes recurring. He shows up a second time, and then finally... there's a redemption arc. I won't go into the details for people that haven't seen the show. But he is the one villain that gets a redemption arc.
Yeah. Because he's a goofball in the TV show in the 60s. And Michael Ansara plays him in the animated series. He's married to Barbara Eden in real life. Well, he's no longer with us. But he was a Klingon in the original Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
Klingons and humans do not need trouble fighting. Go away! When that one entity comes and it's making them fight, when really they're not. For once, Klingon and humans are not fighting. And he was in I Dream of Jeannie too. He played like a djinn or one of the other. But he really, you feel bad for Mr. Freeze with his voice doing the role. Come here, I'm not coming out to you. You gotta come over here. I'm doing something, cat. And it made it more, even Clayface could never make it into the 66 show. They're doing a new Clayface thing, which I think is great. Because now is the time with CGI and all of the, green screen.
Say in the animated series, The Batman, Clayface had a good story arc.
Oh, good.
They had a really good story arc.
Ron Perlman plays Clayface in the original Batman animated series, and he evolves and becomes more diabolical over time, but in the beginning it's his origin story. He really pisses off the mob, and they make him pay, and he becomes Clayface.
In the Batman, he is the victim of something the Joker did to him, and slowly becomes. And he starts off as Ethan Bennett, one of Bruce Wayne's best friends, and I believe a cop.
Really?
And as this progresses, he eventually, he goes villain. It drives him nuts.
Was face melting off, and before he's able to control
face
it.
Melting. Yes.
Matt Hagen is the original Clayface. No, I didn't know about
But you're right. They could never have done Clayface in the original series.
Oh God, no! It would have been terrible, even if they got the best. I mean, they did what they could with the Joker and not shaving off Caesar's mustache and Eli Wallach and for Mr. Freeze. But I mean, they did what they could. It was 1966. You don't expect it to be Rick Baker. You got to wait 20 years for that.
Did you know that Frank Sinatra lobbied to be on that show?
Did he really?
Turned him down? Yes, he wanted to play the Joker.
Frank is the Joker.
No, I don't see it. But he did appear in the one of the regular gags that Batman did, and when you go back and watch the show now, a lot of them are edited out to my disappointment.
Yeah.
And that's the part where Batman and Robin are climbing up the side of the building, and some celebrity pokes their head out of the window.
Yeah.
For a cameo.
Ruth Buzzy.
Yeah, you go back and watch the old episodes now, a lot of those cameos are edited out.
Oh.
Because they're really not part of the continuity. It's just a little aside. Here's a celebrity that wanted to be on Batman.
Someone was free for 2 seconds. Hey! Oh, hi, Batman. That's not how Batman travels. He would never do that.
And you can totally tell that they're walking across a flat soundstage holding onto a rope.
Yeah, and they're crouched. Like they're going to fall. They don't even fall back ever or anything. It's terrible. It's like the early Superman flying in the first movie or Greatest American Hero. It's like, oh, it's a green screen. Super fuzz in a movie. But there's a certain continuity, though, with the animated series and the JLA and all the animated movies that have come since. And you brought up Batman, The Brave and the Bold. Dude, that is awesome because that gets to showcase another hero that you may not necessarily know about because the JLA is huge. It's huge. Fucking almost everybody is in the JLA.
I like that their portrayals are over the top. Like they portrayed Aquaman as Surfer Bro.
I didn't see that.
They portrayed Booster Gold as,
God.
Yes, you're over the top TV MC celebrity.
Yeah. Nathan Fillion should play Booster Gold. Oh my God.
I don't know who did. But there was an episode where Gorilla Grodd was going to turn everybody into gorillas.
Yeah.
Actually was turning everybody into gorillas. I think that was the one. I forget if it was Aquaman or one of the superheroes, but the Brave and the Bold, it was basically a team up. Every episode was Batman and another hero.
Yeah.
Oliver Queen was a total asshole.
He's in the animated series, Grodd is played by Powers Booth, and it's just a perfect casting because it's like you're dealing with Rourke or Curly Bill Bros. Oh, look at you. It's very like how Powers Booth normally does a villain, and it's just spot on. Because the JLA, the League of Doom, is really well cast. I mean, yes, Mark Hamill is the Joker. You've got Clancy Brown as Lex Luthor.
He's a great actor.
Powers Booth is Grodd.
Have you seen the Fallout TV series?
Not yet. It looks really good.
Clancy Brown is in that too.
Oh, awesome.
He's the president of the United States.
Is he really? I wanted him so bad to be a vault dweller like on Lost.
he was not. Okay. He was the president of the United States.
He'd be perfect. He's already done that as Luthor in the JLA. I mean, it's very... And then Superman kills him on live television around the world. Who else is in that? Oh, there's a bunch of other famous people that play. Well, David Werner plays Ra's al Ghul, but he's not involved in the JLA. He wouldn't be in that nonsense. Richard Mole plays Two-Face. He just died not too long ago, didn't he?
Did he?
I think he was very sick, and I don't think he made it, which sucks. But then again, he is like 80, so we only have so much time. Each one of us gets a different amount. And Adrienne Bordeaux plays Catwoman, and Arlene Sorkin plays Harley. And a whole bunch of people play Batgirl, including Laura Ingalls Wilder. She was Batgirl for a bit. What's her name?
She, the actress that played Laura Ingalls Wilder?
Yeah.
I forget.
Her name went
Bruce
right out of my head.
Boxleitner's wife.
Yes. Yes, Richard Mole died 3 years ago, unfortunately. But he was... Because the saddest thing about the Val Kilmer Batman movie is you have spent 2 movies establishing that Billy D. Williams is Harvey Dent. This is Harvey Dent.
And then dropped that.
This is Harvey
Was he
Dent.
in the second one? I knew he was in the first one.
He's
I didn't know that
barely
he was in the second one. Okay.
He stands at the
I
podium.
was so looking forward to him as Two-Face.
Yeah, I think he would have been great. And Harvey Dent is half black and half white in the comics. In the animated series, so this, I don't know why this didn't happen. But again, studio, producers, company, who knows? Who knows?
I don't think Tommy Lee Jones was yet a household name at that point, was he?
I think he was growing because he had already
'Cause
done Bad Moon.
Men in Black was the one that really put him on the map.
And this is after that. But
And The Fugitive.
he was a household name, and he was big because of The Fugitive. And remember, he put all of his money into the Ty Cobb movie. And he thought that was going to be the year's biggest drama. And Drew Carey dropped out of the sky.
There was a Ty Cobb movie?
There was a Ty Cobb movie starring Tommy Lee Jones, and he put every
Never
red
heard of
cent.
it.
It
Must have
died.
landed in the middle of the 80s.
It died at the box office because Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber came out. And then after that, he got cast alongside of Jim Carrey. There is a famous story of Tommy Lee Jones goes to a restaurant. He meets a bunch of people. They're all talking about this. Jim Carrey goes to that same restaurant by happenstance. He has no idea Tommy Lee Jones is already there. The people that work at the restaurant, inform Jim Carrey that Tommy Lee Jones is right over there. Oh boy, Tommy, this is going to be great. Jim Carrey walks over to the table, finds a vacant chair at a nearby table that's empty, grabs it, and sits down. Tommy Lee Jones sees this happen from across the table and stands up and goes, "Ah!" and walks over around the table to Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey describes his motion and in the look on his face as he was probably in mid-kill murder fantasy when he was walking around because he grabs his hand and he goes, "I don't like you. You need to leave. I hate you." And Carrey's like, "We've got like 3 more months of filming to do in Batman and Robin as Joker as Riddler and Two-Face." So Carrey's like, "It was wrong of me to just grab that table and sit down, but dude, I'm sorry." Because, wait a minute, no. Isn't it not The Witness, but that other movie, the lawyer movie where the kid hires the lady lawyer, Tommy Lee Jones? That's the movie that really made him famous, because that's before... Hold on 1 minute. But yeah, that apparently really happened. Jim Carrey there's a whole bunch of interviews with him telling that story.
That they do not get along.
They do not get along.
Go back and watch the movie, you can see it on the screen.
There's moments where Tommy Lee Jones just has that "somebody kill me" look on his face.
It's like, How much do I owe if I renege on this contract?
Rolling Thunder, Eyes of Laura, 81, Executioner's Song, Nathan Hayes, The Rainmaker, The River Rat, The Park Is Mine. He's actually in that. Billy Joel, the Piano Man. He plays Paul. Black Moon Rising, Broken Vows, Big Town, Gotham. Lonesome Dove is actually probably this TV show is where Tommy Lee Jones gets his start. April Morning, Gotham, The Package, Firebirds, and then boom, 1991, JFK. Okay, that was a big movie. There were so many big stars in that movie. Also, then he's in Under Siege, House of Cards. The Fugitive is 93. Then he's in a really good movie that was big on cable, that I think it was made direct for cable, because I seem to be the only one besides IMDb that remembers this movie, and it's called Heaven and Earth. And it's a Vietnam movie, but it's not your Vietnam movie that we're used to seeing as Americans. It's a
I've not heard of it.
It's a Vietnam movie from a young Vietnamese girl's Joan Chen from Blood of Heroes and The Hunted. This movie is her as like a 12-year-old, 11-year-old in a village, and the VC come, and it's her experience. And she doesn't actually meet Tommy Lee Jones till like the end of the movie. And he ends up pretty much rescuing, I know he takes her son. I think he takes both of them back to America. And she gets to live happily ever, because her life sucks. She gets raped by the VC. She finally gets out of the village and she goes to see her sister. And her sister is pretty much a saloon girl. I'm being polite. And then she ends up trying to live that life because it's like the late 1800s. I'm making crap money doing laundry, or I can lay on my back for 15 minutes and make 4 months worth of pay. Whoops, I'm pregnant. Now I can't go home. So it's not a war, it's a drama about the war, but it's all from her perspective. Again,
it's not a war movie.
Yeah, I seem to be the only one that's seen this movie, but it's young Tommy Lee Jones, and he like instantly bonds with her kid.
Have you seen the Tommy Lee Jones, among other things, is in a large number of Japanese coffee commercials?
No.
Yes,
I believe you they exist.
They're totally over. They are totally over the top. I'm going to see if I can find some and send you.
So you've got Heaven and Earth. The Client is the movie I was trying to remember, with the kid and because he's kind of the bad guy one of the bad guys in the movie. I mean, not the bad guy. Obviously, he's a lawyer, not the murderer dudes. Then he's in Blown Away. So then he's in Blue Sky, Natural Born Killers, and then in 1904, Cobb comes out. He's in a TV movie called The Good Old Boys, and then right into Batman Forever. The Volcano, so it's that turn of an actor's career. Oh no, I'm making disaster movies. What happened? Because most actors can't turn that around like Troy McClure. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You know me. But then Men in Black, like both of you have said, is 97, and that launches him. Because then we get into Will Smith's Men in Black, U.S. Marshals, Small Soldiers, Rules of Engagement, and Space Cowboys. Men in Black 2, The Hunted, there's like 5 movies called The Hunted. And then the rest of his career up till No Country for Old Men, 2007.
I put a link to some of those coffee commercials in the chat.
Nice.
In my chat, so you could watch them sometime.
Right.
They're odd and hilarious.
Excellent. The best coffee commercials ever were made by Jim Henson, and there's no going back to that, so there you go. Muppets killing each other over coffee. I could watch hours of this.
Yeah. Coffee in the morning means I have less bodies to hide in the afternoon.
I try.
Coffee helps with the words into sentences pudding.
No ever kid gets. No, Yeah, I have always been a big Tommy Lee Jones fan, and the problem with the Batman Beyond movie is he's only Two-Face twice in the movie. The rest of the time he's the Joker. Jim Carrey is only the Riddler a few times in the movie. The rest of the movie he's the Joker. And
Yeah.
I am not I don't have any problem with Alicia Silverstein. I think she's a fine actress. Clueless is a great movie. But Barbara is not Alfred's niece. No. But again, this is a different universe where the Joker killed Batman's parents, so let's just go with it. We're just going to go with this.
In Gotham, the first Barbara Gordon is Jim Gordon's first wife. And at one point, she gets captured by a serial killer played by Milo Ventimiglia from Heroes. Mm. And while she gets rescued, the experience traumatizes her, and she goes psycho. And Barbara Gordon, ex-wife of Jim Gordon, becomes a major villain in the series. Yes, yeah. They end up having a child together, and that's where the junior Barbara Gordon is born. But that child never goes past infant. It isn't really part of the show, but, you know, it even canon allowed for, you know, Batgirl.
Right.
So Batgirl is the daughter of Jim Gordon.
And she is missing her mom. That's one of the criteria of being a superhero. One missing and or both missing parents to be said superhero. Unless you're a mutant. It doesn't count if you're a mutant.
And then that which case your parents have probably disowned you.
Or they're mutants too. Because you have that going on in the whole X-Men, X-Factor, XXX, Triple X, Double X, and one Medium X. Medium extra. It's medium with a little extra. But yes, that for the most part, the movies try to keep by the canon. I mean, it's Batman. It's going to be changed. You got, and then Frank Miller and all that other stuff. So it's, unless you're going to keep it a period piece, which the Batman animated series tends to do that, and even when they do the JLA, if they go to Gotham, Gotham is forever in the 1940s. Just like Metropolis looks like a 1930s, 1950s montage, Art Deco vomit in the animated Superman. I mean, they did, I'm not knocking, I hate Superman, but I found myself riveted to the animated Superman.
I'm not a big fan of Mary Superman myself.
But they did Tim Daly did a good job. It was just great. Bruce Timm and Paul Dini, they're the ones that did Batman. They did the JLA and they did Superman, and it was really good. I learned a lot about Superman that I didn't know because I never wanted to read the comics because he's a convoluted plot device. He's got a new fucking superpower every 100 issues. I can do this now.
Yeah, he's Mary Superman. Nothing can hurt him, and he never fails.
Kryptonite has different colors now. This one gives you the shakes. This one, brown kryptonite. Oh, bring extra shorts when you're out with that one. What? Oh, God. Okay, yeah, I gotta go change. So does yellow kryptonite make him pee his pants? No, it does something else to him. Oh, I gotta go. I'll be right back. But you're not gonna notice because he moves at the speed of the bullet, so... It's just going to be this sonic boom and the smell of urine, and then he's going to come back clean. I went too far. Sorry about that.
No. I could rag on Superman all day. I don't like him. In fact, I'm not really a fan of the DC comics in general. I like Batman, but I like him because of his rogues gallery. When it comes to DC, I'm more of a fan of the villains than the heroes.
That's kind of standard. Batman's awesome. Blue Beetle, you really don't get to meet him. He's got a new movie. Still don't know that much about him. Green Lantern, Hal Jordan is kind of there. He's not a very dynamic character, but Jon Stewart is always yelling and beating everybody up, so he's fun to watch. And he's the second Green Lantern. Guy Gardner is like this parallel. There's so much backstory to that. But the dude kind of goes crazy at one point, and he's even in a coma at one point. And that drastically affects his personality to the point where Batman is so fed up with this guy that he calls a meeting with him, and he has Robin paint the whole room floor to ceiling yellow, which, whoa, child labor laws, but Guy Gardner immediately starts flipping out when he goes into that room because, well,
powerless against yellow.
Which makes no sense because that's not even close to the color spectrum, but we're just going to go with this because the writer was never an art class. That's okay. You don't have to be. Artists will yell at you for it. So, really, the fun part about the Lantern is, like, the Lantern is akin to the Silver Surfer. Not only is he all-powerful and he can do all these great things, but it's the exotic lands he goes to save the day that are what the meat and potatoes of the comic that you're reading.
You get some of that in the Superman. There's a fictional nation that they ended up going to.
Yeah, usually it's
one
aliens.
of the things I like is Guy Gardner is every bit the asshole he was in the comic books.
Oh, thank God.
At one point, he's using his force to flip enemy tanks.
Yeah.
And as the Lantern Force comes up out of the ground, it's shaped like this.
It's a middle finger. That's funny. I mean, at least that's entertaining, and that's something that he would do. Because the guy's not a nice guy.
No, he's not.
He's better than you. At one point, he lets you know.
He straight up calls Superman out. He's like, "You want to go?"
That would be a good fight. They're kind of
evenly.
That would
be a good fight. Yes, he certainly wasn't afraid of him.
No, they're evenly matched until the power in his ring runs out. Then Lantern's in trouble. He's got to get to his recharger before the guy that can move as fast as a speeding bullet gets a hold of him. Then it's all over. It's this. This was interesting, but I didn't have time to watch it. Somebody made a video comparing Hulk to Lobo. Because Lobo is even a good fight for Superman. Even Superman doesn't like fighting Lobo because he's exhausted by the end of the fight because Lobo doesn't go down easy. The main man. I love it that Brad Garrett voiced Lobo in the car in the Justice League. I heard the big man of Steel is
Jason
gone.
Momoa to play him in the next movie.
Oh, it's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, he is Lobo. He looks just freaking like him.
He looks like him. He has that same kind of, you're in great shape. Do you work out a lot? No. Well, what do you do? Well, I like to fuck a lot, and they had to beep him out on television. But he made Aquaman that much better, and he gave Aquaman the edge that Aqua has in the revamp. When do they revamp him? In like the 90s, where they cut his hand off and they gave him long hair and they made him more of an insufferable. Because in the 60s cartoon in the Super Friends, he's kind of,
a wanker.
No. Friends of the ocean.
If Cthulhu exists, his power goes to 11.
Yeah, and Aquaman's not going to have much to do with Cthulhu. But when they revamp Aquaman, they really change his take on things. He's way more of a twisted character. And they show that in the JLA. His brother tries to kill his infant son and then steal his gorgeous redheaded wife. And you get more of that in the Jason Momoa. It is that, right? Momoa? Jason Momoa? The movie was great. I was going into it going, okay, this is going to be like Green Lantern. And then watching it, it's like, this is actually really good. Well done. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was very good.
I did not get to see the whole movie. I didn't see the end, and I haven't seen the second one.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't, the best movie I ever saw. I'm easily amused, for one. And I have that just enjoy it kind of mentality.
I don't expect a lot from a superhero comic book movie. I want to see some cool fights.
Yeah, you're not going to find the secret of life in this. You are going to be entertained. This is
like
entertaining.
The movie Black Adam with The Rock in it. Was it a superhero movie? It's a super movie, but he wasn't a hero.
No, Black Adam is not a hero. He's the bad Shazam. But I still have to see that one. Well, the worst movie that has come out lately, and I don't care, but I've watched it twice, and let's go on the scale to make this fair. Superman 1, was it 77? 76?
77, 78, something like that, yeah.
It's the nothing Superman movie. Black Panther 1. It's the nothing superhero movie. Nothing really happens in that movie.
Other than he gets challenged and, loses the throne and has to win it back.
There's like 5 fights in that movie with the main character. He froze. He froze. He froze.
Yes.
This is what you're talking about? This should be that joke at the end of the whole scenario. This should be a strategic, serious thing, whether he's in a superhero suit or not. And then you get into Andy Serkis actually makes it interesting as Claw because, dude, Claw is a legacy villain. That is a guy who has fought all of Marvel and managed to escape. He's up there with, Toad or, who's another fight everybody, like Doc Ock, okay? Doc Ock doesn't just fight Spider-Man. He also fights Daredevil. He's fought Iron Fist once. He got his ass kicked. That did not have a second fight. But there are villains that hop around among the heroes because they just happen to Claw and Kang and who's another one? They're villains that have been around, like Bullseye. They've been around for a long time, and they don't belong to a hero. They're just villains doing villainy, and this hero is happening to be there, and they stop him. And hey, everybody loved that fight. All right, we'll have Daredevil fight Bullseye again. Now Daredevil and Bullseye are synonymous like Batman and the Joker. It didn't start out like that. If anything, that's the Kingpin. Daredevil and Spider-Man have been trying to take down the Kingpin with Heroes for Hire for the better part of 40 fucking years, and they haven't been able to do that because Fisk is smart. He's not just, a behemoth that can sumo wrestle. He's also very business savvy. Sorry. Winston, what's his name from MASH should be playing Wilson Fisk. Yeah. Hawkeye and Pierce are at it again, and that's how, because they kind of do that in the comic book, and I think Vincent D'Onofrio would pull that off, but they went for a more New York instead of Bostonian.
Well, I will say Vincent D'Onofrio pulls off a decent Kingpin. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the man's acting. I think in most everything he does, he's over the top and rather ham-fisted. It worked with Kingpin. Yeah, it worked with Kingpin. It worked with his Edward suit in Men in Black. Other than that, I really kind of find his acting kind of cringy.
Oh, okay. Have you seen The Cell?
No.
Okay. Please, it's a horror. It's Jennifer Lopez.
I've heard that it's a wild movie, and I do want to see it.
It's different versions of... It's him playing about 5 different versions of himself. One version of him is this crazy king that's this sadist, disgusting, cutting everybody up. And then the normal guy of him is just a normal dude. Like, you'd pass him on the street and think nothing of it. But really, he's a homicidal killer. A lot like... He's a quieter version and less kept of, the guy in the janitor in Unbreakable. The guy that kidnaps the family. I want to go in your house. His character's a bit more that. So he's not Gomer Pyle. He's not the bad cop from Strange Days. He's not, like you said, Edgar from Men in Black.
Maybe I just haven't seen him in something. He was in one of the Law and Orders.
Yes.
Special Victims Unit or Criminal Intent.
I think Criminal Intent.
And I always thought his acting was a little bit over the top in that. And I never really gravitated. I love Law and Order. That version of the show I never really gravitated to because I couldn't get past his acting.
I think
his acting was just enough that you couldn't forget that he was Vincent D'Onofrio and lose yourself in the character.
He's had a pretty stellar career. I mean, he's gone from Blood of Heroes and Adventures and Babysitting.
I'd take nothing from his accolades. I don't think he's a bad actor. I just don't like his acting.
You just don't care for him. I can get behind that. There's, actors, actresses that there's nothing wrong with you. I just don't like you. Anyway. But, it's like that,
I'm sure
what's her
he's
name?
a great guy.
Captain Marvel, Brie Larson. She's bad. Oh, she opened her mouth. Never mind. Forget it. Yeah. Ah! We've been down this road before. Why didn't you cast Jennifer Lawrence in that role? You know she can do it. She's made like 9 Hunger Games. She should be eating by now. The Hunger Games should be over.
Because she's Mystique in the X-Men movies later.
Oh, that's right. And she does a bang-up job, too. I forgot all about that.
She's a great actress. She's one of those people that
so
you
much.
can lose who she is in her character.
Yes, and it's believable. You're not going, well, besides that, what's another good, because to go back to boomerang back to the Batman Forever, they didn't get a chance to be the villains because, like, in the beginning, at the very beginning, when Tommy Lee Jones has Stuart Pankin locked in the vault, we're gonna flip a coin, and then he goes off on this tirade. That's Two-Face. But then he starts laughing maniacally. Two-Face doesn't laugh. Ever. Two-Face is a serious, sad, morose, melancholy character. He gets angry. Big Bad Harv is an angry character. But normal Harvey is just kind of, yeah, okay, we're non-compass menace or melancholy. He doesn't, oh my God, that's not Two-Face. And then with Jim Carrey, riddle me this. What is this? And that, well, that's the Riddler, but then the rest of it was the Joker. They got him in a goofy, well, they had him in pretty good suits that were comparable to different phases of the series and the animated series. And again, I'm not that much up on Riddler fashion. I prefer him in the suit with the cane, with the bowler. But then again, I own 2 bowler hats. I'm a big fan. So maybe I'm skewed on that one. But, Poison Ivy wasn't Poison Ivy in the movie. That was like somebody who heard about Poison Ivy and then made Uma Thurman be the character they heard about from some guy who had barely seen Poison Ivy. Where in the animated series, nailed it. Diane Cushing, I think her name. Hold on. Help us, IMDb. Sure. You're our only hope. Solve this problem. The BTA. Click the button. Okay.
What does this button do?
Neil Ross, Killer. Aaron Kincaid was Killer Croc. Diane Pershing. I was very close. She is Ivy in the animated series through all of, even in the video games. And Paul Williams, prolific songwriter and actor, is the Penguin.
You mean Little Enos Burdett?
The very same. Daddy. It's the same, and he is the Penguin in every single episode. And he's brilliant. He's perfect. He nails it as Oswald Cobblepot. Excuse me. John Vernon is Rupert Thorne, and we love John Vernon from Animal House. Well, now they're on double secret probation. If you don't know, Rupert Thorne is a major crime boss in the Gotham world. He's in all the movies. Melissa Gilbert was the name we were trying to remember. Little Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Yes.
Frank Welker.
There were 2 Melissas on that show, Melissa Gilbert and Melissa Sue Anderson.
Yes.
And Melissa Gilbert is married to Bruce Boxleitner, who, remember, Bring 'Em Back Alive?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bruce Boxleitner was also I Fight for the Users. He was
Fight for the
Tron.
users. Yes, he was. Ron Perlman is
And
Clayface. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
and he was Captain John Sheridan on Babylon 5.
Nice. The
And his wife actually appeared as his character's wife in the TV show a few times. And she was not a very nice person.
Oh, did you know that what's her name, who was on the original Star Trek, and she filled in for Dr. Crusher as the medical officer when Dr. Crusher had to leave. Diane Muldaur is a... How many episodes is she in? She's in 5 episodes, but they're spread across the entire Batman animated series, and she plays Dr. Leslie Tompkins. She is the woman that consoles Bruce when his parents get murdered, and she knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and every time before he gets really good at it and Alfred gets good at it, if he gets messed up on the street,
is in Gotham.
I'm sure she is. She's a major...
She started off as either a forensic analyst or a psychiatrist with the Gotham PD, Leslie Tompkins, and she becomes Jim Gordon's love interest at one point. And she's played by the awesome smoking hot Morena Baccarin.
Oh my. And Nara plays her? All right, you got me. But she is a major character in the story.
She is a major character in Gotham.
She's another one of the network of people who's Batman? I have no idea what you're talking about. Batman? That's a myth. Bruce, they're on to you. Run!
Morena Baccarin was also in Masters of the Universe, the most recent movie.
Really?
She's the sorceress.
I heard she plays Diana in the V remake that I haven't seen yet. And Alan Tudyk is in it also. And I've seen clips of them in it as aliens, and I really want to see the rest of it. Bad. Oh, so, John Glover, who we absolutely love, who played the mad scientist in Gremlins 2, who played a lot of different characters all through his Hollywood career. He plays Lionel Luthor in Smallville, Lex Luthor's dad. He plays the Riddler in all of the Batman animated series. Also, Mark Singer is Langstrom, the Man-Bat. The Man-Bat is one of the first episodes, so it always gets a lot of play and talk. Roddy McDowell is the Mad Hatter.
Excellent.
Let me keep going. I mean, there's so many. Michael Ansara is Mr. Freeze. I already talked about that.
We almost got Patrick Stewart as Mr. Freeze in a Batman movie.
Really?
He was in early talks to be Mr. Freeze in Batman and Robin, and the studios wanted to go with a bigger name, so they got Arnie.
Also, they were talking about Bruce Willis, and I think that really would have been that's as good a choice as Robin Williams for the Joker or the Riddler. That also never happened. Tom Wilson is in the Batman animated series, and he's actually in a double episode, and he plays Tony Zuko. And in the world of Gotham, Tony Zuko is the mafia flunky guy who cuts the high wire act that kills the Flying Graysons, that kills Dick Grayson's Robin's parents. And Biff Tanner is Tony Zuko. And you can totally tell it's his voice. But yeah, Robin ends up killing him kind of by accident. And Batman keeps trying to stop him through the whole double episode. He's like, you don't want to go down this road. This is a bad thing. Trust me. Tim Curry plays a robot clown. That's how big this was. This is the equivalent of the show where everybody wanted to be in it. Bill Mumy is the Fox. John Rice Davies plays a character. There's one guy that thinks he's Zeus, and he thinks Batman is Hades. I'm going to go back to... Kate Mulgrew is the Red Claw. Ed Begley Jr. is a small-time villain in one episode. Helen Slater is in it. Linda Gray. Mary Lou Henner plays a character. Actually, she plays Veronica Vreeland. Veronica Vreeland is another spoiled brat socialite. She doesn't fight crime or have any powers or do anything. She's just there at a Bruce Wayne party. David Werner plays Ra's al Ghul. And as wonderful as Liam Neeson was, I would never take Liam Neeson's performance away as Ra's al Ghul. David Werner is just the perfect... I mean, he knocks it out of the park. Because you don't meet him as young Batman. He's way established. He already has Batman, or already has Robin. And David Werner's Ra's al Ghul constantly calls him detective all the time in a condescending manner. And it is just so brilliant. And he just he appears out of nowhere. He's in 5 episodes. And he just completely messes up everything that's going on. And here's what's very interesting. Henry Pollock II did a brilliant job as the original Scarecrow. But he's more of a theatrical Scarecrow before... I mean, he looks like a Scarecrow that would be in a field. He has the straw hanging out of him, and, you know, he's got the goofy hat. But then they revamped the series, and they made it a lot darker, and everybody got an edge, and everybody looked more gothic in Gotham. And they recast... I'm not sure why Henry Pollock couldn't... Maybe he passed away. Maybe he couldn't do the show anymore. I have to find out the story behind it. But they recast Jeffrey Combs. The Jeffrey Combs. From Star Trek and The Frighteners and a dozen other things. And he was the Scarecrow from that point on. And it was unnerving. He looked more like a corpse that had been cut down from a tree than he did a Scarecrow out in the field. And he just did the voice perfectly. Sorry, go ahead.
I believe Cillian Murphy did the Scarecrow in the Batman
He was good, too.
And he did it pretty good, yes.
Yeah, I like Cillian Murphy. He's great in the crime show.
Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders, where they first thing they do is rig a horse race, and all the other crimesters like, you gotta tell us when you're rigging a horse race. We almost killed all of you. Thanks. Won't happen again. That's pretty much how that happens. Yeah. Ed Asner is Daggett. He's an evil businessman. He creates...
There's another actor that just, goes all in on everything he does.
Frank Welker is like something in every episode. No, he's only in 6 episodes. But yeah, watch the animated series. It starts out in 92. It's absolutely brilliant.
I've seen lots of it. I can't say I've seen all of it. It was one of those things that was on at a time when it was inconvenient for me to watch it on a regular basis because of work.
Just before Hannah was born, back in 96, 95, we were her biological mother and I were renting an apartment, and all morning I would go, and I was working at a dry cleaner, and I would I was the counter, tagging clothes all day. And then I went home for about 2 hours, cleaned up the apartment, got really high, but I would watch. They had the Batman Superman animated hour. So you'd watch back to back, and sometimes it was Batman and Superman, sometimes 2 Superman, sometimes 2 Batman. It all just depended. And then I would go top pizzas at Streets of New York until like 11 o'clock, and that was like 5 or 6 days a week. And that was like heaven, just being able to watch Batman for a heaven. Shut up! He's saving Gotham. Keep that baby quiet.
Yes.
I'm not that much of an animal. But yeah, no, it was really, really good. And the Spider-Man animated was good, too. They had a lot of... I should probably look that up. But I think that's 97, because that's about the same time that the X-Men did the revamp.
Yeah, X-Men 97.
Yeah.
With X-Men, the cartoon came out. Now, on the Disney Channel, they have reintroduced those, called them X-Men 97, and picked up the series where it left off and
Really?
continued it.
That was good. That had
Yes.
crossovers. That
Some
had,
of it is heartbreaking.
What?
Some of it is heartbreaking. You go watch it, there's going to be a character death that you're going to go, oh, why? Why?
Not all the
I
X-Men.
won't tell you.
It's
but
okay.
yes, one of the X-Men. One of the X-Men.
Don't
one
ruin
of
it
the
for
beloved X-Men.
Yeah, don't ruin it for the audience, but there are so many different, adaptations of that. And it's good that they did that because it introduces X-Men to a whole nother generation that they aren't familiar with them. And when you put them in a high school setting, it's more relatable to younger, adolescents and teenagers. And
oh, yeah. What was there was one that had a younger version of the X-Men. I forget what it was called.
Yeah.
But there was a cartoon that portrayed the X-Men as high school kids.
That's the 97.
And, of course, no, that's the regular. It was called something else because the full X-Men, the X-Men 97 is a continuation of the original X-Men animated series. In the 2000s, there was an animated series that had the X-Men, but they were all as high school kids.
Okay.
And yeah, even the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants were all high school kids at the same high school.
That really sounds like 97, but okay, because Jean Grey keeps trying to make friends with the Blob.
Just a second, I'm going to Google it.
I think you may be, combining them. I do that, too. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. I'm wrong a lot.
No, X-Men 97 was the continuation of the original series.
Okay. Because I never saw the real original series. You only really got to see the X-Men a couple times in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
X-Men Evolution.
Yes, I remember hearing about that one.
Yes, that it was it was an alternate version of the X-Men that portrays them as teenagers, following their struggles to control their mutant powers as they face various threats and backlash.
Excuse me. Oh.
I'm looking to see if anybody famous was in it. No, voices. Nobody I would know. You might know some of them, but I don't know any of these people.
X-Men Evolution. Hold on, let me look it up. Hold on, let me do what everybody's doing. I think my kids watched some of that. I think I've seen some of it. But X-Men 97 yes, pretty much all of it. Because we have some of the DVDs. I think they're at Willow's now. X-Men Evolution. Okay, so X-Men Evolution, I'm combining the names. I have DVDs of this. This is where they're all in high school. You're right.
Yes, good show.
This is where Rogue and Kitty Shadowcat dance like the girl you want to date.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So, yes. These are all voice actors, yes. Yes,
yeah,
I know who these people are. Yeah, you don't know who they are.
I know some of the names, but they're not household names.
Well, for anime they are, but you're right, not for movies.
For anime they are.
What's the same with Batman Beyond? It's got, Kevin Conroy and, Lauren Tom is Dana. Lauren Tom. Lauren Tom has been in The Simpsons. She's Amy on Futurama. You look like you're human. I was born on Mars. Ah! Sorry. Well, Michael Rosenbaum, he's in. Well, I mean, he's Lex Luthor in Smallville, and he's in that. He's in that movie where the sorority boys movie where they cross-dress to get into the thing, and it's been a long time.
Ah, yes.
Terry Garr is in Batman Beyond. She plays Terry's wife.
Really?
Yeah. Cree Summers in it. Cree Summers been a voice actor for probably 30 years. Cree Summer is that little scratchy girl voice that you always hear in every character. Like, do you ever see the kids next door?
Yes,
Where
we're
they're
a
like-
big fan of.
She's the tough one, not the one that's into all the stuffed animals. She has that little voice like that. That's Cree Summer.
Okay, I know
She's made a
that voice.
career being able to like master that voice, and she's damn good at it too. She's been in tons of video games, you know. Voice actors do okay. There's a lot more work for a voice actor now than there was, say, 40, 50, 60 years ago. Because all that time, cartoons and movies, maybe a character as a puppet voice, that's it. Now, commercials, videos, you know, video games, movies, everything.
Well, I
so.
think we're almost at the end of this.
We'll wait till
Not quite.
Rob
We're
comes
getting
back.
close.
But I think it was 98, 99 when major actors started being in video games.
Sorry, I was
No worries.
talking to my chat. Somebody rated my channel
Oh,
with one viewer, so we added one viewer. You know, we weren't doing too bad.
hi!
Oh, hello.
Hi! Yay! Hello! Welcome to the council.
And Natalie, the oldest of my granddaughters, was just learning about what Dungeons and Dragons and Castles and Crusades is all about. She's interested. So
Excellent.
we may have a new convert coming to play, so we'll see what comes about. Her sister's been telling her all about it. Izzy's been giving her
Oh,
a
good.
lot of information about it. And I was just telling her about it. She said she would like to come, and if nothing else, sit and watch and see how it goes the next time we get together. So I think we may have a new convert.
Izzy, paladin extraordinaire.
We still need an Aunt B.
There
Well-
you go. Well, we can come up with an Aunt B.
Well, Mary said that she would have played had she known that she was going to be able to play the Aunt B. It's like, God, if I had known this, we had known this 2 hours ago, we would have given you the character.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to say goodnight. I thank you very much.
I
Absolutely.
think we're right there
We're
at
pretty
the
much-
hour anyways.
Bye, family of Rob. And yes, thank you once again for tuning in to the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge. Check out our sponsors. They're down below. I'll get it all up online. We couldn't have done this without you. Stay geeky. You could have watched anybody, but you decided to watch us. We thank you very much for that. From all of us at the council to all of you at your computer and on your phone, have a wonderful night and an amazing week.
Have
Take
a
care.
good night.
Thank you, thank you. Good night, good night. And then, of course, us on Thursday, your game. Did you want to plug Savage Worlds before we go? Body and Soul Candles. Check Lauren's candles out. Now's the time. You're typing. He's furiously typing. Typing with the
Yes,
speed
I
and
am.
the wind of 1,000 keyboards.
Yes, on every other Sunday night over on the Real Women of Gaming channel and here on the Ship of Fools, I host Deadlands, Hell Hath No Fury, a role-playing game live with the Real Women of Gaming. Come see us on Sunday evenings. It's a lot of fun. Starting on Thursday night sometime soon, my personal game, we're going to push that out into the streams, and we're doing another Savage Worlds game then. It will be every Thursday night. Once
I will be streaming
find
it.
the motivation to do that. Let's see.
I will be
Looking-
streaming it on Thursday. I can stay
You
awake.
will be streaming it on Thursday.
We had fun. I got to play a Minotaur. We killed a big giant thing. It was great.
That didn't work.
Oh.
trying to launch a raid, and I typed the wrong.
Oh, raid? Twitch
All right,
status.
I'm going to raid fellow gamer Sparkles Mandy. Looks like she's over there playing D&D with her crew. As for y'all out there in Twitch land, please come see us again. You could have watched anybody, but you watched us, and we give no refunds.
No.
Good night. Good night.
100%
Twitch.
pure barf, folks. Thank you very much. Have a great night, sir. Thank you. We are